Scholastic TV show Saturday
You didn't have to go there. Why did you have to go there?
on the Ball Report.
It's a man's coat.
The National High School
I won't
Federation
respond.
and
It's a
the
big
Kentucky
man's
High
coat.
School Athletic
I'm going to hope I got enough clothes on so it does. And I'll put that jacket on. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Scott County Sports Network. Mike Ritchie, along with the Governor, Mark Walls, Kevin Ritchie, Toby Murray. We're here in Scott County High School football. Scott County hosting Lafayette, very familiar place for the Cardinals. The Cardinals seems like they're always in the regional championship. Same holds true this year. This year they got Lafayette. They've met once already this season. It was what you call shootout football style. The final score, Scott County 65, Lafayette 46. That game was back on September the 18th. It was a slugfest. Pretty much Scott County had more bullets in the gun that night than Lafayette did. But we'll throw all that out. Scott County comes in with a record of 11-1. Head coach Jim McKee. They'll take on the Lafayette Generals. Head coach Eric Shaw comes in 10-2. The only defeats for Lafayette Trinity and Scott County. And the lone defeat for the Cardinals of Scott County is Cincinnati Elder. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll get into the details stats-wise for both teams. Get set for a great football. It's going to be great football weather here. We're at Georgetown College, Toyota Stadium. And you're watching the Scott County Sports Network. Back after this.
There's a big name in cars that we all know.
Over 40 years, and Frank Shoup in Georgetown is still a big name in cars.
He's big on service and he's big on deals. He sells all the biggest names on wheels. Frank Shoup's a new tradition. Bring on the competition. Frank Shoup is gonna set the pace.
Georgetown means great cars, great local sports, great people, and Galvin's, a great place where friends meet for great Galvin's food. Galvin's voted the best local restaurant in Georgetown. Enjoy a great specialty sandwich from Philly cheesesteaks to strombolis. Bring the whole family. Watch the big games on the big screens. You'll watch the game. We'll make the munchies like our signature pizzas and home-cut potato chips. Galvin's on Main Street next to the courthouse. Join us on Facebook for all the latest Galvin's.
Time for oral surgery, you need a surgeon you can trust and feel at home with. Consider Dr. Robert Henderson at Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery. Specializing in wisdom teeth extraction, surgery to prepare for dentures, biopsies, corrective jaw surgery, TMJ disorders, and dental implants. All outpatient procedures are performed right here in our office. We participate with most insurance, we offer care credit, and take care of all the paperwork. Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery will give you a lot to smile about.
Scott County Physical Therapy is a privately owned physical therapy practice specializing in outpatient orthopedics, sports and industrial rehab, neurological rehabilitation, low back pain, neck pain, and arthritic conditions. Our mission is to provide the highest quality physical therapy to assist each individual and the community at large. Scott County Physical Therapy, a journey to wellness. To contact the physical therapist and Scott County Physical Therapy, please dial 502-863-4242. Scott County Physical Therapy is the title sponsor for Scott County Athletics.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Mike Ritchie, along with the Governor, Mark Walls, Kevin Ritchie, Toby Murray. We make up the broadcast crew here at Georgetown College, Toyota Stadium. KHSAA Class 6A Regional Championship action. Scott County taking on the Generals of Lafayette. We talked about the records. We talked about the previous meeting where Scott County won 65-46. Mark, let's look at the team stats and we'll do just a little bit of comparison for our viewers.
Well, Mike, Scott County's averaging 46 points a game, giving up 25. Lafayette's averaging 38 points a game, giving 28. So when you look at that, both teams have proven this year that they can score. The question is going to be which defense can step up tonight and stop the other one and slow it down. Scott County's averaging 350 yards on the ground, another 91 in the air for a total of 441. Lafayette's averaging 277 on the ground, 151 for a total of 428. So when you compare the stats total-wise and scoring, they're pretty comparable. Like I said, the big difference tonight is going to be which defense can step up and stop the offense of the opposing team.
And pretty much when you start looking at individual stats, there's one player at Lafayette that you kind of look at. He's kind of 1A, and that would be Walker Wood. dual threat quarterback. He's got 17 touchdowns rushing, 17 passing. But let's go over his individual stats, both rushing and passing on the season.
Well, Mike, rushing, he's got 157 attempts for a total of 1,254 yards. That's 8 yards a carry. And as you mentioned, 17 TDs. He's averaging 104 yards on the ground. For the year, he's 132 of 227 in attempts with 5 picks. Again, the 17 TDs. He's averaging another 151 yards in the air. So he's accounting for almost 300 yards of total offense for Lafayette. And he is the engine that makes it go. But now I'm going to tell you, based off the game from last week, the interesting comparison to me was the number of yards gained by Lafayette compared to their passing yards, and the fact that Mason Allstat had 200 yards on the ground rushing last week. And what that signified to me is that basically Lafayette may have changed their philosophy a little bit coming into the playoffs and going to run a little bit more behind that monstrous line that they've got.
So that's pretty much Lafayette from a stats perspective individually. Now, Scott County, the first guy you want to look at is your fullback, and we've got a good one this year, Noah Hughes.
Well, yeah, Mike, he's got 1,661 yards on 247 attempts. That's almost a 7-yard average per carry. Got a total of 16 TDs. Of course, he's just the top of the head of the three-headed monster. You follow up with Keith Guy, who's healthy into this game, 100% coming off the ankle injury. Got 847 yards on the ground, averaging 8.4 with 16 touchdowns, and averaging about 85 yards a game. Of course, that's after missing 3 games with injury. Then you've got Kendrick Hamilton, 816 yards, just a paltry 10 yards a carry, just 14 TDs, averaging 68. And then if that's not enough, the fourth running back in there is Dylan Smith, if you need him, who's just averaging 12.8 yards a carry. So, and then, when you look at it, you've got Glenn Covington on the outside, the outstanding freshman receiver who's got 33 catches for a total of 507 yards, averaging 15 yards a catch and 5 TDs. So again, Scott County's got a lot of weapons. So if you're Lafayette, you got to decide what you want to stop, but you better stop at fullback dive.
And now Scott County, from a quarterback's perspective, Josh Davis, Scott County doesn't throw a lot, but Josh Davis having a great year in his own right. He's 42 of 72 for 847 yards and 10 touchdowns through the air. So Scott County pretty much has rolled. They've had it easy all the way through the playoffs up to this point. They started out by defeating George Rogers Clark 48-0. They defeated Bryan Station. It's 42-30. The score is not really representative of that football game. But Mark, when you look at Lafayette, very, very lucky. It held a 4th and 1, only up 6 against Dunbar in overtime in the first round. Then they came back, and it was a heck of a football game against Henry Clay, and they had a big fumble at the end that they returned for a touchdown to take the victory there. So Lafayette's kind of limped in. Scott County's kind of rolled in like a big steamroller. Interesting to see what's your keys for the ball game tonight.
Well, I think if you're Lafayette, we've already touched on it a little bit, you have got to control the fullback dive. I know you may say, well, Mark, you're going to give up the outside run to Keith Guy and Kendrick Hamilton, and you may let them have a big run, but you cannot let Noah Hughes control the middle of the football field. That's been proven in the first 2 playoff games. And then, so from the defense perspective, they've got to do that. Offensively, I think Lafayette's got to score and continue to score with Scott County. They can't fall behind. And I think that may be one reason why you saw Mason Allstat get 200 yards last week and concentrate more on the run so that they can kind of control the ball. Now, if you're Scott County, you obviously have got to contain Walker Wood. And what I mean by contain, he's going to be just like Andre Davis at Bryan Station. Make him a pocket passer. Don't let him use his legs to beat you. Keep him contained and hope that he doesn't. He's going to get a couple big plays. Just hope he doesn't get too many tonight. And then, like I said, kind of battle that big offensive line.
And the last thing, Mark, we always talk about, I think the thing that separates Scott County from most of the teams in Lexington and a lot of the teams in 6A is special teams. You look at it, Scott County pretty much with Tyler Dummer, he's 69 of 75 on 48 of 92 on touchbacks for the season. You look at the other side, Colton Dupree is only 6 of 63, and pretty much special teams I think is going to play a huge part of this ball game tonight.
Well, it will, Mike, and and the other key there is is on the punt stat for Lafayette. When you look at what Scott County's been able to do, with the punt block. Now, they haven't got as many punt blocks this year, but they've been setting up the return. But they really haven't got much chance because the opposing teams don't punt the ball very well. So, again, if you're Lafayette, you don't want to get, in that 3rd and long where you can't pick up first down, all of a sudden got to punt the ball.
So Colton Dupree's kicking off for Lafayette. They're in the road white uniforms, gray pants. Scott County in the home red. Back deep for Scott County, Dylan Smith, who catches the football along with Keith Guy. He picks it up at the 15, straight up the gut. Pretty much Scott County style. Fumble, and finally he's brought down by number 85 for Lafayette on the tackle for the Generals. We'll get his number for you in just a second. Make Mama proud. Zach Sherman, a sophomore wide receiver, makes a special team tackle. Scott County, very good field position. Seems like, Mark, as usual, they start 1st and 10 on the 36-yard line. We'll see what happens here.
And that's the special team comment. That's the two-edged sword. Do you try to kick it to him? That's where Tyler Dummer, from Scott County's perspective, with the touchbacks come into play, because you'd much rather see Scott County starting 1st and 10 on the 20.
Well, Josh Smith, quick pitch right side, Keith Guy, and that's bread and butter play for Keith Guy, but a great job there defensively by Landon Young, big number 67, going both ways tonight. Landon Young, Jedrick Wills are the big guys offensively. Landon Young being recruited by Kentucky and actually signed. Jedrick Wills, number 73, is the other big recruit. He's just 300 pounds. Landon Young's just a small 285 compared to Mr. Wills.
What a great play by Keith Guy. That pitch was actually behind him, so he did a great job just to catch it.
Noah Hughes up the gut. Noah Hughes only picks up 3, so good job. First 2 plays for Lafayette. It's going to put Scott County in a 3rd down and 5 situation. On the tackle, Jedrick Wills. We talked about the offensive force. Landon Young with the first tackle. Jedrick Wills with the second tackle. First big play of the ball game here. 3rd and 5, Scott County. Keith Guy, Noah Hughes in the backfield. Kendrick Hamilton in the wing. Out wide is Glenn Covington. Josh Davis trying to draw him off sides. They're going to give it to Kendrick Hamilton on the pitch. He's got to get around one guy. Can't do it. Good shoestring tackle out there by number 24 for Lafayette. That would be Cameron Morgan.
Yeah, nice. That was a nice play right there.
So a loss of a yard. It'll be 4th down and 6. Scott County's got a punt. Interesting feat right here, Mark. Both teams' punters are the starting quarterback. Josh Davis for Scott County is the punter for the Cardinals. And the punter for Lafayette is Walker Wood.
And I believe that's a change from the opening part of the season for Lafayette. If we recall, we had a doubleheader to start the season where we played Tate's Creek at Lafayette.
So no pressure. Decent punt by Josh Davis. Caught at the shoestring catch by Mason Allstott. Mason Allstott. We talked about Walker Wood a lot, but Mason Allstott, I think, is
Well, he's the spark plug. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He's a guy that's got to play well because he's the guy that relieves the pressure on Walker Wood because he's the outlet in the screen game, and he's also the running back that can keep the defense honest and let Walker Wood do his thing in the back. So, you know, you're right, Mike. As you know, he's the number 2 or 1A in that backfield when you look at what they've got back there with Allstott and Walker Wood.
So Scott County's given up 2,165 passing yards on the season, and here's another passing offense we're going to see as Lafayette goes 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Mason Allstott to the right of Walker Wood. They fake the handoff. No, they give it to him. He gets the edge. Mason Allstott, good block out there by the wide receiver. And Cooper Robb tries to go shoestring tackle and had to be brought down from behind. Dylan Smith picks up 21 yards, And Mark?
Big play to start the game. If you're Lafayette, that's what you wanted to do, is you want to establish a ground game because that's just going to open things up for Walker Wood in the passing game.
So 1st and 10 Lafayette, Mason Allstott. Once he got the corner there and he got the edge, then he got a great block out there by number 8. That's Quentin Brown.
And, you know, that's the thing, Mike's
receiver
that we talked about. I think Lafayette's got to score early and get up and make Scott County play from behind. You just can't let Scott County get too far out in front of you, historically, based off what they've done this season.
So we have a flag on the play. It's going to be delay of game. That'll be a 5-yard penalty. A little bit of a different formation there. Lafayette had 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen. Quentin Brown was up to the top by himself. So it's going to be 1st and 15 Lafayette. And Mark, after those white jerseys with yellow numbers of Bryan Station,
it's nice to see some big red letters.
I've seen the light. I can see white with those red numbers out there. So really appreciate, from our old broadcaster's perspective, a lot easier numbers to see as Wood hands it off to Allstott. Allstott
bounces it outside.
Bounces off somebody. Tyler Braxton knocks him out of bounds as he picks up 5. But Scott County's Kendrick Hamilton, Mark, had an opportunity for a 4-yard loss, but couldn't hold on.
Yeah, Mike, they're running behind Landon Young, a big 6'7", 285-pound senior that you've mentioned is signed and committed to UK, and Mark Stoops. Man, they're just he's locking in and following him right around the end.
So 2nd down and 10. Lafayette. Walker Wood about 99% of the time out of the spread. This time he fakes it to Allstott, takes off himself, Good shoestring tackle by Scott County's Eric Abney. Abney on the season, good job. 41.5 tackles coming into the ball game.
Tackle by Abney. Gain of 6. It'll be 3rd and 4.
And that's the difference, Mike. Right there, everybody's looking at Allstat because of the success he's had early. Walker Wood just read the zone read and decided to pull it back and take it himself.
That's
nice
kind of
call.
the Chip Kelly offense there, where they always fake it off, and it's up to the quarterback to pull it out of the stomach of the running back or let him keep it.
Well, you're not going to have anybody
keep it. Allstott hit by Keyshawn Brent with the initial tackle, but he picks up 8. Another first down, so Lafayette advantage Generals to this point.
Well, yeah, and I think they're trying to make a statement, which they're very successful right now.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Generals at the Scott County 35-yard line. And Scott County's not used to seeing this.
Well, I think traditionally you would expected Lafayette to do this by the air, and they've kept the ball on the ground.
Scott County's only given up 55 points in the first quarter.
And that's a nice read right there by Kendrick Hamilton from his linebacker spot.
Tyler Braxton.
I'm sorry, Tyler Braxton, not 25-52, but that was a nice job of keeping containment on Walker Wood. No place to go. And Mike, what you hope happen here is defenders don't fall asleep in that backfield here, because you really don't expect Lafayette to come out and run it the first 9 times.
And you talk about tackles for loss. That's 16 tackles for loss on the season by Tyler Braxton, having a great senior campaign. So here's the Walker Wood back. A lot of pressure. Hurried up quite a bit. He's intended for Quentin Brown, but Scott County's Eric Abney and the motor, Trey Bender, meet at Walker Wood.
And that's what I'm saying. You keep him in the pocket and get pressure on him. It makes it a little tougher for that quarterback to sit back there and make that completion.
So you can check Mason Allstott. I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not, but he's got some gray leggings on with white stripes. Kind of sticks out a little bit. He's up in the slot at the top of your screen. Silvestri is the running back. Walker Wood rolls to his left. 3rd down and 14. Pass goes 17 yards and is caught for a first down to Quentin Brown.
Nice play.
It'll be 1st and 10, 24-yard line for the Generals.
Got to give props. Says low to the outside. The only person that was going to catch that ball was Quentin Brown for Lafayette. That was a nice throw by Walker Wood.
So we're scoreless, 0-0. That's what scoreless means. 7.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Lafayette, 1st and 10, 24-yard line. First pass completion was good for 16 yards there for a first down on 3rd down. Walker Wood keeps it himself. He's met after a 6-yard pickup. Tyler Braxton and Abney on the tackle for Scott County. Glad you could join us tonight. Special shout out to Scott County Physical Therapy, Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery, and Frank Shoup Chevrolet. Without them, we wouldn't be able to bring you broadcast on the internet of all Scott County basketball, boys and girls, and football games. This is our 8th year doing it. Fumble on the play, and Scott County looks like they've got it.
Well, if they did, that's the first big break, Mike. And Scott County's defense holds.
Looks like Tyler Braxton. Looks like there was a center quarterback exchange problem.
And from the shotgun, that's kind of real.
He must have been snapping it to himself. So Scott County's defense, Mark, as they've done all season long and probably for the last 4 years, they'll bend a little bit. But just when you think you give up on them, they make the big play, and it's another big play for Scott County right there. It's about 10 below in the booth tonight, according to some of our broadcast crew, as the Carhartt toboggan goes on. 1st and 10, Scott County, 19-yard line. Handoff up the middle to the Bulldog, Noah Hughes. He picks up 8. And you might think one possession, you might stop him for 2 or 3 yards, but Scott County is going to go all night long with Noah Hughes. And if he picks up 7 or 8 on you, it's going to be a long night.
Well, that's exactly right. And that's what, you've got to decide to take something, and you've got to make them, you got to take the dive away.
So under center, Josh Davis in motion. Noah Hughes up the gut, close to a first down. We'll see.
The far guy looks like he's got it. Yeah, he's telling him to move the chains.
So 1st and 10. 6 minutes, 6 seconds to go. We got our backup cameraman in the booth, Dave Burgess. We've got the old Wally veteran, Toby Murray, back tonight. A little bit better job with camera work tonight, we expect. Noah Hughes up the gut. Noah Hughes picks up 11. Good job, Noah Hughes.
Now this is the Scott County offense you're used to seeing.
So they're going to give Noah Hughes pickup of 11 yards. It'll be 1st and 10, 39-yard line. Scott County back-to-back Noah Hughes runs. Glenn Covington, top of your screen. Noah Hughes directly behind Josh Davis. In motion is Keith Guy. It's going to be a quick pitch. Dylan Smith evades one tackler, and then he runs in two. Al,
number
runs
44.
into Javarius Blair, and number 44, don't have his name. They say it's Blake. So if they say it's Blake, guess what? It's Blake, Mark. So 8-yard pickup, 2nd down and 2, Scott County. Ball on the 47-yard line of Scott County.
Oh, he's got a beautiful fake.
Across the 50-yard line into Lafayette territory, runs out of bounds like all smart quarterbacks should do. Be a pickup of 4 yards, 1st and 10 for Scott County as their first trip into the Lafayette General territory for the night with 4:49 to go here in the first quarter. Class 6A regional championship game, Scott County, Lafayette. Go ahead,
from a big momentum standpoint, how big is that fumble right now for Scott County? You stopped them 3 and out the first time. You fumble and you give it back to them, and now they've got the ball in your territory. Big defensive series here on 1st down and 10 from midfield for Lafayette.
So Glenn Covington to the bottom of your screen. Quick handoff up the middle to Noah Hughes. Noah Hughes brought down by the big man for Lafayette, and I do mean big man, Vince Hill. Don't have the weights on the roster for Lafayette, but I'd say it's more than 200. I think that's a pretty safe bet.
Well, I'd say it's probably a pretty safe bet. They average close to 285 across the front.
So pickup of 2 yards will be 2nd down and 8. In motion is Keith Guy from the bottom of your screen to the top. They were going for the pass to Darnell. This time they're going to Covington.
Nice
Great
play.
hands by Glenn Covington. All you got to do, we've seen Mark, if he's open and you get it anywhere in the vicinity, he's going to catch it. Pick up a 14 yards and a 1st down for Scott County as they go down inside the 35-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 34 as we go into 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Scott County rolling offensively in this drive up to this point. Drive started on their own 19-yard line. Josh Davis under center. Sweep this side. Dylan Smith, good stiff arm.
Nicely blocked by Trey Bender.
Knocked out of bounds by number 23, Ian Shaw. That is the coach's son, only a sophomore. Mark, Ian Shaw, 86 tackles on the season.
Looks like Lafayette wants to talk about it, Mike.
So Lafayette's going to take a timeout. Scott County, after the fumble of Lafayette, they've marched from their own 19-yard line. Now they're down to the 20, and we'll take a timeout. We're scoreless, 3:40 to go here on the Scott County Sports Network. We'll be back right after this. Shanghai Express Chinese Restaurant is a locally owned restaurant located in the Indian Acres Shopping Center in Georgetown, Kentucky. Tony would like to invite everyone to come on by and dine in the spacious dining room that can host groups both small and large. Shanghai Express has been voted the best Chinese restaurant in Georgetown, Kentucky multiple years in a row by the Georgetown News Graphic. Stop by the restaurant or give Tony a call at 502-868-6858 to enjoy the best Chinese food in Central Kentucky.
Sports Connection is your team and retail sporting goods and custom athletic apparel supplier. Sports Connection is located next to Kroger in the Washington Square Shopping Center in Georgetown. Sports Connection can outfit your team from hats to shoes and everything in between. Drop by or call Daryl, Scott, or Jessica at 502-570-0280. Sports Connection, a proud sponsor and athletic and sporting goods supplier to Scott County and Georgetown College athletics.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. 3:40 to go. Timeout Lafayette. Scott County's offense rolling on all cylinders right here. 1st and 10. Scott County 50 55 of 62 in the red zone, Mark. I know you're good at math, but that's 89%. Up the gut, Noah Hughes.
Hughes up the middle.
He's carrying a load right there.
On the tackle, number 96, Desmond Simpson.
Along with big number 73,
Jedrick
Jedrick Wills.
Wells.
7, 2nd and 3.
Jedrick Wills, one of the top recruits in the nation. Scott County picks up 7 to be 2nd down and 3. In motion is Keith Guy. And there's Noah Hughes down to the 7-yard line. 1st down for Scott County. 3:06 to go.
Gain of 7.
Winner of this ball game takes on the winner of Cooper and Simon Kenton. And regardless of who wins either contest, the game will be played in Northern Kentucky and will be hosted by Simon Kenton or Cooper next week.
Touchdown.
Noah Hughes, 7 yards, standing. Scott County first one into the scoring column. They're up 7-0 with 2:48 to go here on the Scott County Sports Network. And Mark, that's just bread and butter Scott County football right there.
Well, it is. I mean, it's this fullback dive. I mean, and if you can't stop it, you're going to get a heavy, heavy dose of it. I mean, that's historically, you take what they give you, and that's the simplest play for that offense to run. And if you don't stop it, that fullback's going to gain 200 yards.
So Tyler Dummer into the ball game for the extra point. Abney with the hold. Tyler Dummer hits the upright, and the ball falls back into the end zone. So Tyler Dummer, 69 of 75 coming into the ball game. Misses that one, and we're going to circle that. I think there's going to be plenty of points scored tonight, but you can't give away extra points in Scott County. Unsuccessful in that attempt. 2:48 to go. The Cardinals do have the lead, however. It's Scott County 6, Lafayette 0 here on the Scott County Sports Network. We'll take a timeout. We'll come right back right after this. I found it on the internet. It has to be true. Not all websites are trustworthy or secure. Drop by the Scott County Public Library to access free, trustworthy, secure databases for your school or college homework assignments. Don't forget, we offer free one-on-one computer help, too. Call the library or log on to www.scottpublib.org today. Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. 2:48 to go. Scott County with the lead, 6-0. The Dummer extra point attempt hits the upright and falls back into the end zone. We would show you the replay, Mark, but just close your eyes and think of Noah Hughes running 7 yards. We've seen it about 1,000 times, so just envision. So Dummer with the kick, Allstott back deep along with Quentin Brown. And ball into the end zone 4 yards deep. Quentin Brown just waves at it, and Lafayette starts a possession. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Talking about touchbacks, Mark. Tyler Dummer, 48 touchbacks. Make that number 49 on the season. That's an offensive or defensive weapon that you don't think about. But Tyler Dummer, 49 times this season after a Scott County score. The offense has started on their 20-yard line with no attempt. And, Mark, that's the key thing about it. Let you talk about a little bit more. The fact with the athletes in 6A football, especially in Lexington, not letting them do their thing on the kickoff is huge.
You take a completely potent part of someone's offense to get speed in the game and let somebody get open space and just make things happen. You take it away from them, they got to figure out what's going on.
Good athletic play there by Walker Wood. Ball snapped over his head, and like you say, Mark, that's the first time we forgot about it. But the last time the center had the football, he fumbled it somehow. Haven't figured it out yet, but that time was a little bit high. Walker Wood able to tip it to himself, but after that, he'd go straight to the ground. Loss of 10 yards, make it 9 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 19 for Lafayette. Lafayette, 2 receivers to each side of the field. Walker Wood on the scramble, long pass.
Oh, man.
Out there, and a good play at the last minute by Bryce Fryman. But I thought quickly there, DeQuan Edwards is wide open. I thought Bryce Fryman took the wrong angle, but he's able to stick that paw in there and knock it away without making contact. So 3rd down and 19. And, Mark, I don't care how good a quarterback and how good of an offensive team you are, there's not a lot of good 3rd and 19 plays in high school football.
No, there's not. And the thing about it here, Mike, if they can keep Lafayette from picking up this 1st down, they flip the field. They're going to be back at least midfield starting their next possession for the Cardinals if they can hold Lafayette on this play.
So 3rd and 19, 2:10 to go. Wood getting pressure. And he gets away, and he's going to scramble.
Oh, and slips.
Slips and falls. Good pressure there by Kendrick Hamilton. Thought he had him about the 2-yard line.
Mike and Tyler and Walker Wood gets up trying to run. He's limping a little bit.
Tyler Braxton knocks him down a gain probably of 1. Walker Wood limping there on that right knee. And, Mark, that's huge right here because he's going to use that right knee to punt the football right here.
Yeah, he's trying to walk it off.
Yeah, Walker Wood, pretty good punter, averaging about 38.7 yards. A punt on the season, he's punted 25 times. This time he'll line up at his 2-yard line, and he's hurting. And Lafayette's going to be forced to call a timeout. Hope the young man is okay because he's one of the most exciting players in the area. So Lafayette timeout, 1:23 to go. It'll be 3rd down and 17 when we come back. 4th and 17 when we come back. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back to see what happens on the Scott County Sports Network. Back after this.
The Hawkinsmith Agency is proud to call Scott County home. We're your Main Street insurance that blends tradition and innovation to offer the best quality service to our clients. By offering a wide range of coverage from the impressive list of major insurance companies, we truly meet your insurance coverage needs. Come visit us at 224 East Main in Georgetown or online at hawkinsmithagency.com. The Hawkinsmith Agency, providing coverage for the Motorist Insurance Group for all your insurance needs.
People's Exchange Bank doesn't think you can get where you want to go by cutting corners, playing games, or sacrificing.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Walker Wood at the 2-yard line. He's going to punt it. And he punts it right straight to Coach McKee. Unfortunately for Lafayette, Coach McKee standing on about the 36-yard line. The ball goes out of bounds at the 32. Scott County, Mark, like you always used to say, they flipped the field on that offensive possession for Lafayette.
Well, yeah, and you just, if you're Coach Shaw, you do not want to give them 1st down on the 37.
Especially your quarterback gets, basically it looked like he just kind of did it himself on that move. He kind of fell down. Hopefully he's okay. They'll get a chance to check him out. But Scott County, 1:14 to go, up 6-0. An opportunity right here to start the possession on the Lafayette 32-yard line. And Coach McKee's going to call a timeout. He's not happy about that. So 1:14 to go. Scott County 6, Lafayette 0. A Scott County timeout. We'll be back on the Scott County Sports Network right after this.
Community Hospital is a 75-bed acute care facility with an award-winning history of providing excellence in health care. Georgetown has been named one of the best places to work in Kentucky for 5 of the last 6 years. The hospital continues to add new medical services and to grow the number of specialists and primary care physicians. It also features an award-winning ICU, medical surgery unit, and 24-hour emergency services. Georgetown Hospital, located on Lexington Road in Georgetown, Kentucky. Here for your needs 24 hours a day.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. 1:14 to go. Coach McKee, very seldom does Scott County not line up correctly coming on for the first play of a series. Somebody didn't line up right, so Coach McKee calls a timeout. And, Mark, I think that tells you right there how important this offensive possession is for Scott County, up 6-0.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, you get a second touchdown here, Mike, and get 2 scores up, then all of a sudden that noose gets a little tighter around Lafayette because you're going to have to score on your next possession. You can't give the ball back to Scott County if they score and be 2 down.
So 1st and 10. Wide.
Oh, there ain't nobody in front of him.
Keith Guy.
He may take it to the house.
Keith Guy hit at the 4-yard line by Cameron Morgan, but he's going to go all the way down to the 2-yard line. Mark, pickup of 28 yards. Or, 30 yards.
Mike, when he got to the edge, there wasn't anybody within 20 yards of him.
And the nice thing about it, Mark, I know we don't have the replay, but a lot of running backs would have said, I've got to get to the edge. He saw the one guy, and he said, if I cut it back, I can go all the way to the house, and he almost scored on that play. So something to learn there if you're a young running back. You don't always have to get to the edge. Noah Hughes. Vince Hill pulls him back to be a no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and goal. Under a minute to go. Scott County threatening. Scott County 89% red zone scoring percentage on the season. And Mark, don't know for a fact, but that's probably pretty good.
Sounds pretty daggone impressive.
Quick pitch to Keith Guy. The receiver gets out there before Bender can pull. The defensive back makes a great play.
That's number 24, if I'm looking right.
Yep, number 24, Cameron Morgan.
Was having a great game for a sophomore.
Yep. He's the one that stopped Keith Guy. Made a nice play right there. And, Mark, they read that one. That's going to be the last play of the quarter, but they did not allow Trey Bender to get out there pulling from the guard spot, and the defensive back made a great play.
To quote Coach Willard, the other team practices too.
So that's the end of one quarter. Scott County wins the first quarter, but there's 3 more to go here on the Scott County Sports Network. Our score, Scott County 6, Lafayette 0. We'll take a timeout, come back for the second quarter, see if Scott County can punch it in from the 1 when we return here on the Scott County Sports Network.
Steve Skierman, Agency Manager at the Scott County Farm Bureau Insurance, would like you to know that as your local insurance agent, he is right here in your community, ready to help you with all your insurance needs. In the event of a loss, you can count on Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance to help you through it. We have local claims adjusters to serve you at your time of loss. We are knowledgeable about our community and can provide valuable assistance and advice when needed. Call the office today at 502-863-2454 for a free, no-obligation quote. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, big on commitment. Georgetown Community Hospital is a 75-bed acute care facility with an award-winning history providing excellence in health care. Georgetown has been named one of the best places to work in Kentucky for 5 of the last 6 years. The hospital continues to add new medical services and to grow the number of specialists and primary care physicians. It also features an award-winning ICU, medical surgery unit, and 24-hour emergency services. Georgetown Hospital, located on Lexington Road in Georgetown, Kentucky, here for your needs 24 hours a day.
Scott County.
So back live here on the Scott County Sports Network. A loss of 4 yards on that play. Nice play by Cameron Morgan. It'll be third down and goal from the 6-yard line for Scott County. In motion is Kendrick Hamilton. Josh Davis trying to roll right, and Jedrick Wills.
Nice job.
And Cameron Morgan again. Cameron Morgan
coming up
doing a great
corner.
job. And Coach McKee, no hesitation right here. He's going to bring Tyler Dummer in.
And Willis got out there, Mike, from the backside.
4 of 7 on the season from field goals. Tyler Dummer 2 of 3 between the 30 and 39-yard line. This one here is pretty much a chip shot. And Mark, you would say it's almost automatic, but after an extra point, the next kick, regardless of where it's from, is always interesting. So Eric Abney on the hold. Dummer's kick is up. And the kick is good. So Scott County, a 2-possession game as they take the lead 9-0 with 11:18 to go here in the second quarter. And Mark, you got to say hats off to Cameron Morgan because he made the touchdown saving tackle on Keith Guy. He read the play out there and got around the guard for a 4-yard loss. And then he tackled Josh Davis. He didn't go for that ball fake. So good job by Cameron Morgan. But Scott County puts 3 on the board. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back. Scott County up 9-0 here on the Scott County Sports Network.
Steve Skierman, Agency Manager at the Scott County Farm Bureau Insurance, would like you to know that as your local insurance agent, he is right here in your community, ready to help you with all your insurance needs. In the event of a loss, you can count on Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance to help you through it. We have local claims adjusters to serve you at your time of loss. We are knowledgeable about our community and can provide valuable assistance and advice when needed. Call the office today at 502-863-2454 for a free, no-obligation quote. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, big on commitment.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Scott County with a touchdown. Missed the extra point to go up 6-0. Scott County able to score a field goal there from Tyler Dummer. That makes him 5 of 8 on the season. Dummer kicking off. You got Allstott and Quentin Brown. Allstott waiting for it in the end zone. He'll let it go. It'll be another touchback. Tyler Dummer's his 50th touchback of the season. Lafayette starts possession 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. So Mark, big possession right here. Lafayette kind of dodged a bullet there, not letting the touchdown in for Scott County.
Yeah, if you're Lafayette, if you're right, Mike, if you score right here, this is back to the ball game. It's just a 2-point difference. That's a safety. You know, you can manage that, but you need to get back positive yards here.
So Walker Wood back into the ball game, no limp at all. Tyler Braxton, great play.
Nice job by Trey Bender.
Trey Bender playing the linebacker spot. Mark, you can tell you're a pretty good athlete when you play offensive guard. You start defensively as a defensive lineman, and you kind of work your way back. It'll be interesting if he winds up being a safety before the end of the season. And I guarantee you, after that play,
the only thing that's going to keep him. The only thing that's going to keep him is the season's too short from here.
Yeah, and those biscuits in front of him too.
Well, you know, it's interesting that Lafayette's gotten away from the run because they started the game with about 9 consecutive runs and was really moving the ball until the turnover. Now they're back to where they're passing.
So second down and 10. Underhand shovel to Allstott. Allstott gets through the groove. Keyshawn Brent stops him, but a pickup of 17 yards. First down for Lafayette.
Nice little version of an inside handoff that we run out of the wing tee, but a nice play right there.
And officially marked that was a pass because it left the quarterback's hands. So Keyshawn Brent with the tackle, unfortunately for Scott County, was 17 yards from the line of scrimmage. First and 10 Lafayette. Walker Wood, no ill effects of that twisted knee a little bit on the series before. Quick pass out to number 17, Dylan Smith with the tackle, but the catch, Matthew Guilfoyle.
Awful lot of cushion right there. It almost looked like it was a misassignment. Had two guys going deep, and somebody forgot to take the guy in the flat.
And I think that was a set play because Walker Woods caught it and looked directly at Guilfoyle. So pickup of 8, second down and 2 for the Generals.
Allstott in the slot here at the bottom of the screen, Mike.
Quentin Brown below him. Guilfoyle at the top, along with Dequan Edwards. Wood to Brown.
That's an interesting play.
Yeah. Brown actually went around Kendrick Hamilton.
Well, and Hamilton came out. It looked like you're going to be a short screen out to the flat and get the block from the wide receiver, and Allstott catches it. But instead, Scott County goes to Allstott. Brown just steps in behind him and catches the pass.
So pickup of 8 yards, first down for the Generals. They're in Scott County territory for the second time of the night. This time they'll start first and 10 at the Scott County 46-yard line. 3 receivers to the right. Quentin Brown down here to the bottom by himself. Another bad snap. But quick pass to Allstott. Allstott, Cooper Robb, good job right there. A little bit of point guard mentality. He didn't go for the ball fakes. And Allstott goes down, picking up 5.
You almost have to question that. It looked like the block was thrown while the ball was still in the air. Little pick play there.
So it'll be a gain of 5. It'll be second down and 5 on the quick pass out to Allstott. Good defensive play by Cooper Robb for Scott County. Walker Wood goes off Tyler Braxton from behind, but he picks up about 2.5.
Nice play by Tyler Braxton. He didn't make that tackle. That's a big gain.
So it'll be third down and about 3 yards.
Gain of 2, third and 3.
Walker Wood brought down at the 36-yard line. It's going to be close. I think he's going to get it, but they're going to call a timeout.
Braxton on the tackle.
Braxton getting very familiar with Walker Wood tonight. He's on another tackle. It'll be close, and they're going to say it's a first down, so it'll be first and 10 at the 36-yard line as the drive stays alive for Lafayette and their quarterback, Walker Wood.
Interesting set of signals over there as they hold up.
Matt Silvestri in the backfield to the right of Walker Wood. Quentin Brown to the bottom. You got Allstott, Guilfoyle, and Brown. And on the quarterback sack, Scott County bringing pressure.
Wood thrown for loss by Keyshawn Brent.
And Mike, he was wanting to go Daquan Edwards deep on that play. Scott County's pressure just didn't allow the play to develop.
And Mark, I was trying to say who made the tackle for loss, but there was about 5 guys there. And Coach Monty McIntyre's defense this season especially, a lot better when they bring the pressure. But they give up the home run ball every now and then, but a lot better. And Coach Monty McIntyre says, look, Coach McKee, you've called a timeout. Now it's my turn to call a timeout. So Scott County up 9-0, 7:54 to go. They call the timeout. That means we'll take a timeout as well on the Scott County Sports Network. We'll be back right after this.
Bank, together with you. We offer all the services you're looking for in a financial institution: convenience, great accounts, internet banking, and attentive customer service. With today's hectic pace, it's good to know United Bank meets your needs with locations right where you need them. With 13 offices in Scott, Jessamine, Fayette, and Woodford counties, 24/7 access to cash at our branch ATMs and the Bluegrass Cash locations in Lexington, United Bank is together with you. Member FDIC, equal housing.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. 7:54 to go here in the first half. Coach Monty McIntyre must have saw something right there, Mark.
Yeah, he didn't like the alignment. He needed to get his guys on the same page, and you know, you got to think, Mike, that they're going to go back deep to Edwards because they saw something there. The pressure was able to keep him from completing the pass, but I don't think Monty liked the setup.
2nd down and 12 for the Generals. Walker Wood. Straight up the gut. They saw something, and he gets around Jeremiah Happy. He's brought out of bounds on his feet, but Bryce Fryman pushes him out of bounds, but he picks up 17, another first down. And Mark, that's just athleticism right there.
Well, and he saw the gap. He didn't wait for the play to develop. He saw the opportunity, and he took off. Nice read there. And he's got the ability to do it because he makes the right decisions.
So it'll be 1st and 10, 21-yard line for the Generals. The Generals 1 yard out of the red zone. They're 34-41 on the season. Quick hitch out here to Quentin Brown. Knocked out of bounds by Bryce Fryman. I still, Mark, when I see that number 45, I still think Teddy Saberna. I know it's been 11 years, Mark. It doesn't sound like it. 11 years since he played here, but he left his mark. Teddy Saberna, in my mind, will always be number 45. I hope Bryce Fryman in his next 2 years make me forget about Ted Saberna. If he does, that means he's going to be one heck of a football player for Scott County.
That's putting an awful lot on that young man.
So Allstott, good job. Met at the 15-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and 4. Looks like he and Tyler Braxton and Jeremiah Happy on the tackle. Looks like some of our guests tonight are sponsored by Puma. There's only 3 guys in Scott County that wear Puma, so not too hard to figure out. 2 of them are in here tonight. 6:42 to go. The clock is running. Scott County up 9-0. Allstott gets to the edge. Hit by Fryman, but goes out of bounds at the 10-yard line. It's going to be good enough for a first down if they spot it at the 10.
Knocked out of bounds by Fryman.
Fryman with another tackle. And again, Allstott right there, Mark, kind of dipped that shoulder like he's going back to the inside. That allowed him to get to the edge to pick up that first down. And it's 1st and goal from the 10-yard line for the Generals.
Running game for Lafayette has improved since that first game we played.
Wood straight up the middle.
Touchdown.
Dyson through. He goes in untouched.
We got a football game.
And that's impressive right there. Good call, good read by him. But he goes in untouched up the gut for a 10-yard touchdown. 6:29 to go. It's 9-6.
The play covered 10 yards.
And then kicking the extra point is going to be Colton Dupre. Colton is 36 of 45 on the season. Yet to kick a field goal on the season is the Generals of Lafayette. A chance to get it within 2. I've never understood this. Kentucky did that this past weekend. Ooh.
No good.
Gabe Hobson forced it right there, and the ball hits the upright. There must be some magnets in the football, as that upright has been hit twice tonight. So 6:29 to go in the first half. Class 6A Regional Championship game. Scott County 9, Lafayette 6 here on the Scott County Sports Network. Back after this.
I'm David Goldman with Georgetown Family Chiropractic. Are backaches and headaches a problem for you? They shouldn't be. Drugs and surgery may mask the pain, but seldom treat the underlying cause. Spinal decompression works to ease pressure between discs without injections and without surgery. Don't learn to live with the pain, and don't let it limit your lifestyle. Call us today for a free evaluation. 866-807-8611.
Hi, Dick Stockton here. I've been announcing sports for over 40 years, and I know a winning team when I see one. Greens Toyota of Lexington has what it takes to win, which is why Greens is Kentucky's #1 Toyota dealer 2 years running. Family owned for over 40 years, Greens strives to give excellent customer service and best value for the dollar. No matter what department, parts, service, or sales, Greens continues to move forward doing business the right way every day. Be a part of Greens' winning team. Greens Toyota. Great people, great...
Kicking off for Lafayette, Colton Dupree back deep for Scott County. Dylan Smith and Keith Guy. Here goes the kick from the 40-yard line. Kind of a squib kick. Scott County picks it up at the 18. Dylan Smith makes one guy miss.
That's going to be a tough play.
So flag on the play right at the 24-yard line. That's probably an illegal block.
Yeah, that was an easy call.
Flag on the play.
So he runs it out to the 46, but a flag on the play. It's going to be an illegal block against Scott County.
Against Scott County. Or block in the back.
Be 1st and 10 for Scott County. The chain crew says it's going to be down to the 15-yard line. We'll see if they're right or not. And they are. So Scott County starts possession, 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line, trying to answer here. And again, one of the keys that Mark you brought up in the middle of the pregame was each team has to keep serve. Scott County serves twice, and Lafayette comes back and answers to get themselves within 3. So Josh Davis under center. Kobe McKee is the center for Scott County. Quick handoff up the middle. Noah Hughes with the spin move, and he's out to the 29, over the 30 to the 31.5-yard line. Noah Hughes, Scott County.
And that's got to be so frustrating if you're standing on the Lafayette sideline because you know you're telling them, watch the fullback, and they watched him.
Yep,
gained
Cameron
11 yards.
Morgan with the tackle again. 16-yard pickup. Scott County 1st and 10 to the 31. Under 6 minutes to go in the first half. Keith Guy to the bottom of your screen. He goes nose to nose with Javarius Blair.
Nice tackle, but that's after he gained about 18 yards.
Along with Ian Shaw. It's going to be a pickup of 19, I think, Mark. Be 1st and 10 Scott County at the 45-yard line. Make it 14. All you got to do if you want to know what's going on is listen to the PA announcer at Scott County, Kim Hutton. Never wrong. Noah Hughes up the gut, picks up 4. 1st and 10 Scott County. Noah Hughes picks up 4. The big guy, Vince Hill.
Wonder if his childhood dream growing up was to be a pinball.
Who, Noah Hughes? I don't know.
He gets hit. I mean,
I didn't listen to the senior day festivities, but I don't remember that being his lifelong dream. Not for sure.
Just curious. I mean, we talked about it all season long. Even when you carry out the fake, you get drilled.
That's what I was going to say. Is you're a fullback, you're going to get it every play, so you might as well take the football with you. Keith up the gut to Noah Hughes again. Noah Hughes just carrying people.
Oh, and there's a flag.
Probably going to be a face mask. Noah Hughes picks up 7.
Came from the back, so you wouldn't.
Ian Shaw on the tackle for Lafayette.
And what did our mentor Bill Needle say? Not necessarily face mask. Not necessarily how many you get, but when you get them. It's a big penalty at a bad time for Lafayette as you tack on 15 yards to an already positive 10-plus yard play. So
Scott County inside the 30-yard line down to the 28 in Lafayette territory fairly quickly. We're under 5 minutes to go here in this first half.
You know, one thing about it, Mike, you want, as a coach, you want the other team to beat you. If they're going to win, you don't want to help them. Yep. That right there is helping.
So 1st and 10 Scott County, 28-yard line of the Generals. Keith Guy struggles with the football, able to make one guy miss. Rolls over top of the big man, Desmond Simpson. Picks up 4. Mark, that was a hard 4 yards right there.
Yeah, and Ian Shaw also in on the tackle. Yeah, Keith's done a pretty good job tonight on a couple different occasions of just getting control of the football. That ball was up high on the shoulders.
So Scott County 2nd down and 6 yards. 4 minutes, 8 seconds to go here in the first half. Josh Davis with Dylan Smith in motion. Up the gut, Noah Hughes. The old turf monster gets him.
Yeah, the 20-yard line tripped him.
So Scott County in red zone territory again. It's going to be 3rd down and a short 1.
Gain of 5. It'll be 3rd and 1, Cardinals.
Noah Hughes is going to get a chance to pick it up.
Big Landon Young.
Landon Young tackles him from behind, and typically when you get tackled from behind and you're that big, he's going to fall. When he falls on you, you're going to gain 1 yard in whatever direction he's coming, the other direction from where he's coming.
And also
so
get up limping a little bit.
Yeah.
1st and 10, Scott County.
So Noah Hughes, you're not going to get him out of the football game. He's limping just a little bit. Noah Hughes having a great night tonight. It'll be 1st and 10, Scott County in the red zone at the 17-yard line. Dylan Smith around the left side. Great block. Dylan Smith is going to the end zone. Scott County, 3:04 to go. Be interesting to see the replay of that one. We'll get that for you in just a second.
They're going for 2, Mike.
17-yard touchdown run and a nice move.
Could change his mind.
Yeah, Coach McKee normally doesn't go chasing points, especially when he's already up by 2 scores.
Well, he told him to hold. He thought about it.
So we'll get the replay here for you right after this extra point before we go to the break. Tyler Dummer, 0 of 1 on extra points, 1 of 1 on field goals. This one here is up, and it is good. So 3:04 to go, 16-6 is the score. Scott County up 10. Let's look at that replay real quick. Scott County in the normal formation. You got the fake up the middle to Noah Hughes right there. They give it to Dylan Smith. Dylan Smith around the right side. Cuts it back inside, splits the defenders at the 5-yard line. Goes in untouched for the touchdown. And Scott County, 3:04 to go. They're up 16-6 here in the Class 6A Regional Championship game at Georgetown College Toyota Stadium on the Scott County Sports Network. Back after this.
The Scott County Public Library allows 3-week checkouts. This allows you to enjoy your favorite books, movies, and DVDs free of charge. Unlike a credit card, we don't charge interest. We save you money. We're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Just use your library card and PIN number to put books or movies on hold or download ebooks and free music. Scott County Public Library. Every day, every age. That's your world.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. 3:04 to go, Mark. You have to be impressed with that drive of Scott County.
Yeah, great answer to Lafayette's score.
Allstott able to catch it. And they're going to say nope. Allstott, great job there. He thought he walked the line, but it doesn't matter. The Whitehead said you actually touched the end zone. So 3 for 3 on the night. Lafayette starts possession 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
But back to that, Mike, it was a great answer, and now the pressure's back on Lafayette. Yep. You're back into a punch-counter-punch, and now Lafayette's got to show they can throw the counter-punch.
And the reason I was asking you that is because typically the kickoffs are so boring anyway. They go to the end zone. So I kind of felt kind of bad hanging you out to dry there because it looked like he was going to actually return it. I didn't really mean that.
I was getting ready to say, don't confuse everybody in the press box.
So Walker Wood going to his right, looking for a Guilfoyle. Guilfoyle picks it up. A 4-yard catch. Keyshawn Brent with the tackle.
I think Scott County will give
and
up.
Mark, I'm going to make an editorial. That pass right there is ruining football. I'm just going to say it. I get so tired. You watch a college football game, you watch pros now, that little 3-yard hitch just wears me out. But back to live action. Walker Wood. Throw it up in the air. Good job there defensively.
I think that's Kendrick Hamilton that got his hands on it.
Kendrick Hamilton, and that's one of those, the ball falls down right in the middle of 5 defenders of Scott County. Just couldn't get there, and it's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Generals. Big play right here with 2.5 minutes to go. Scott County with the stop. They got plenty of time to go in and score their own here. So you got to keep an eye on Walker Wood here with his feet. Walker Wood, plenty of time over the middle. Good job right there. Pass hit Dequan Edwards right in the shoulder pads. Picks up 11 yards, 1st and 10.
And Mike, what you liked about it, his feet were solid. He wasn't getting nervous about the pass rush. Kept his feet underneath of him and just threw a bullet.
So 1st and 10 Lafayette, 2:15 to go. Lafayette plenty of time, but they got to get a little bit of urgency going on here. Walker Wood from behind. Kendrick Hamilton. Tyler Braxton got lucky right there.
Yeah, he did.
So a pickup of a yard.
Almost a potential late hit.
Gain of 1.
Lafayette 2nd down and 9. Walker Wood rolling down to his right. He's going to throw back across the middle to Allstott at the 50.
The Allstott, actually, they're going to get him over into the Scott County territory at about the 49-yard line. That was a good athletic move right there. Eric Abney kind of made Walker Wood make his mind up once Eric Abney bit.
Well, like the impressive thing, you're running left as a right-handed quarterback and that's a hard pass to get your shoulder square. Walker Wood did it as good as anybody we've seen all year.
So Wood this time rolling to his right. Here comes the pressure. He makes one guy miss.
And they bid on the ball fake, Mike.
Yep.
He was past the line of scrimmage and he faked it and they bid on it.
So he's going to pick up about 9 yards.
Gain of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 3 for Lafayette.
So far, Mike done a pretty good job of answering if they can just.
So Woods looking back again, all kinds of time going deep. He's got a guy open. Edwards at the 2-yard line, gets into the end zone. Good pass there to Daquan Edwards. 48.8 seconds to go, a 42-yard touchdown pass.
And on top of that, Mike, that was decent coverage. That just was you just got to give kudos. That was a great throw and a great catch. But Dylan Smith was in position. Just a great throw by Walker Wood. Now, Mike, let's see what happens here is whether or not Lafayette wants to go for 2.
Chasing points right here. If they kick the extra point, it's just a field goal game. If they miss it, then they're going to need a touchdown to take the lead. And Coach Monty McIntyre is going to call a timeout. So we'll take a timeout as well. 48.8 seconds to go. 42-yard touchdown pass from Walker Wood to Edwards. 16-12 is your score. Extra point coming up right after this on the Scott County Sports Network.
Whitaker bank shot. I'll give you a Whitaker bank shot. All right. Here's a real Whitaker bank shot. Yes, sir. Here's the winning Whitaker bank shot. Nice shot.
Whitaker bank shot. Now, there's a Whitaker bank shot.
Come on, Coach Honey.
I still got it.
Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
J&L Pharmacy and Home Medical Equipment, located on South Broadway in Georgetown, Kentucky, is locally owned and operated by Scott County native Philip Johnson. J&L Pharmacy can meet all your prescription and compounding needs, and they will match all local pharmacy prescription cash prices, guaranteed. They have a convenient drive.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Lafayette decides they're going to go for 2 from the 3-yard line. So Walker Wood back. Quick pass, one hop. Been a good play if he'd been a shortstop. They're going to say he caught it.
They're going to say he caught that ball.
Quentin Brown, I thought that ball was on the ground all the way. Coach McKean needs to be careful. He's out there. Looks like he's cheering on his teams, but he's out at the hash mark. 48.8 seconds to go. That gets Lafayette. Field goal wins it, 16-14. And let's look at that replay real quick and see if he gets that into the end zone. I thought it was a one-hopper. So you see Woods goes to his right. Quentin Brown, 1-on-1. I can't tell from our replay. I just wanted to run it for you. You can make up your own mind, but I thought that one there hopped all the way up from here. But, you know, Mark, when you stop and think about it, we're about 75 yards away, and we talked about can't seeing numbers, yellow numbers on a white jersey, but so I might know if we're the best ones to believe on whether they caught that or not. What do you think?
Well, I just was thinking that same story. Just didn't want to say it about you, but
hey,
you brought it up. I mean, you know, acting like someone else in the press box I know.
I understand. Speaking of that, I'm glad we got a couple of guests in the press box tonight. The Booster Club president and one of the youth baseball and basketball board members. Sponsored by Puma. 48.8 seconds to go. 16-14 is the score. Squib kick here, Mark?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think they want to kick it deep. I think they want to pick it up and off the ground, not have the momentum coming forward. But what do I know, Mike? I'm just a broadcaster.
Dylan Smith at the 14. He goes up the gut. Dylan Smith with
bad
room.
Decision. Of course,
Allstott catches him at the 45, but 42.4 seconds to go. Scott County with a chance.
Not quite for sure if they had to do that over again, if they would kick it.
As Jim Carrey always said, so you're telling me I've got a chance. So 42.4 seconds to go. Scott County trying to get it down to field goal range.
You need to remember, Mike, and Lafayette gets the ball to start second half, so be really important here if Scott County could get at least a field goal attempt out of this possession with 42 seconds to go.
So 16-14 is the score, a little bit lower than we expected coming in here. Only one miscue. That was a fumble by Lafayette on their opening drive. Noah Hughes up the middle. Tackle from behind. Jedrick Wills. Jedrick Wells trying to strip it, but he gets down to the 50-yard line. Coach McKee's going to be content to go to the locker room. Up two. Scott County's going to probably run one more. Do you give it a chance right here to Mr. Clevington?
Yeah, he's going to.
They're going to go hook and ladder. And he throws it, and Kendrick Hamilton picks it up at the 48-yard line. That's going to be the last play of the first half. Scott County has to be happy. Up two. But I think both teams thought they would score more than 16 and 14 respectively. But that is the score. That's all that matters. One half in the books. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. The governor will go over team stats and individual stats here on the Scott County Sports Network. Back after this.
Over 40 years, and Frank Shoup in Georgetown is still a big name in cars.
He's big on service and he's big on deals. Frank Shoup, he sells all the biggest names on wheels. Frank Shoup's a new tradition. Bring on the competition. Frank Shoup is gonna set the pace.
Georgetown means great cars, great local sports, great people, and Galvin's, a great place where friends meet for great Galvin's food. Galvin's voted the best local restaurant in Georgetown. Enjoy a great specialty sandwich from Philly cheesesteaks to Strombolis. Bring the whole family. Watch the big games on the big screens. You'll watch the game. We'll make the munchies like our signature pizzas and home-cut potato chips. Galvin's on Main Street next to the courthouse. Join us on Facebook for all the latest Galvin's.
Whitaker bank shot. I'll give you a Whitaker bank shot. All right. Here's a real Whitaker bank shot. Yes, sir. Here's a winning Whitaker bank shot. Nice shot.
Whitaker bank shot. Now, there's a Whitaker bank shot.
Come on, Coach Honey.
I still got it.
Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
J&L Pharmacy and Home Medical Equipment, located on South Broadway in Georgetown, Kentucky, is locally owned and operated by Scott County native Philip Johnson. J&L Pharmacy can meet all your prescription and compounding needs, and they will match all local pharmacy prescription cash prices, guaranteed. They have a convenient drive-through window, offer free local delivery, and are open 6 days a week. J&L can also provide you with all your home medical needs, including home oxygen with 24-hour emergency service. Stop by the store or give them a call at 502-863-9823 for all your pharmacy needs.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. We're at halftime here at Toyota Stadium. Scott County 16, Lafayette 14. Looking at your scoring summary. Scott County in the scoring column first. 2:48 to go in the first quarter. Noah Hughes caps off an 11-play, 81-yard drive. Took 3 minutes and 48 seconds off the clock. 6-yard run. Tyler's Dummer kick fails. Scott County up early, 6-0. Scott County scores again. 11:18 mark to go in the first half. Tyler Dummer a 26-yard field goal. Caps off a 5-play, 22-yard drive. 2 minutes off the clock. Scott County up 9-0. After that, Lafayette wasted little time. 6:29 to go in the first half. Walker Wood, a 9-yard run right up the gut. Colton Dupree's kick failed. 13 plays, 80 yards, 4.5 minutes off the clock. Scott County up 9-6. Scott County back 3:05 to go in the first half. Dylan Smith, a 17-yard touchdown run, 8 plays, 85 yards, 3:16 off the clock. Dummer's kick is good. Scott County up 16-6. Lafayette able to score a touchdown pass from Walker Wood to Daquan Edwards, 42 yards. The pass traveled. Quentin Brown catches a 2-point conversion, 7 plays, 80 yards, 16-14 is your score. So Lafayette able to score 2 times, but they had to go 80 yards both times. So that's pretty much your scoring summaries. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. The governor will go over team stats and then individual stats here on the Scott County Sports Network. At the half, Scott County 16, Lafayette 14.
Steve Skierman, agency manager at the Scott County Farm Bureau Insurance, would like you to know that as your local insurance agent, he is right here in your community, ready to help you with all your insurance needs. In the event of a loss, you can count on Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance to help you through it. We have local claims adjusters to serve you at your time of loss. We are knowledgeable about our community and can provide valuable assistance and advice when needed. Call the office today at 502-863-2454 for a free, no-obligation quote. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, big on commitment. Georgetown Community Hospital is a 75-bed acute care facility with an award-winning history providing excellence in health care. Georgetown has been named one of the best places to work in Kentucky for 5 of the last 6 years. The hospital continues to add new medical services and to grow the number of specialists and primary care physicians. It also features an award-winning ICU, medical surgery unit, and 24-hour emergency services. Georgetown Hospital, located on Lexington Road in Georgetown, Kentucky, here for your needs 24 hours a day.
Welcome back to Toyota Stadium. Your Scott County Cardinals up 16-14 at the half over Lafayette. When you look at team stats, first downs 13 for Scott County, 11 for Lafayette. Rushing yards, Lafayette had 96 on 19 carries. Scott County had 169 on 26 carries. Lafayette had 112 yards passing. Scott County had 17. Walker Wood was 9 of 13. Josh Davis was 2 of 2. Total offense, 208 yards in the first half to 186. Scott County, Lafayette actually outgained them, even though Scott County's ahead on the scoreboard. On punts, there was one punt. Lafayette got a 5-yard return. Basically, penalties, 2 for 20 yards for Lafayette, 1 penalty for 10 yards for Scott County. Again, the big one there was the face mask penalty that enabled Dylan Smith to take that run in. Time of possession almost equal, 12 minutes and 10 seconds for Lafayette, 11 minutes and 50 seconds for Scott County. Third down conversions, Lafayette doing real well tonight, 5 of 6. Scott County only 1 of 3. Neither team has gone forward on fourth down. Red zone chances, 1 of 2 for Lafayette, and the Cardinals are 3 for 3. Again, you're watching your Scott County Cardinals on the Scott County Sports Network.
For oral surgery, you need a surgeon you can trust and feel at home with. Consider Dr. Robert Henderson at Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery. Specializing in wisdom teeth extraction, surgery to prepare for dentures, biopsies, corrective jaw surgery, TMJ disorders, and dental implants. All outpatient procedures are performed right here in our office. We participate with most insurance, we offer care credit, and take care of all the paperwork. Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery will give you a lot to smile about.
Scott County Physical Therapy is a privately owned physical therapy practice specializing in outpatient orthopedics, sports and industrial rehab, neurological rehabilitation, low back pain, neck pain, and arthritic conditions. Our mission is to provide the highest quality physical therapy to assist each individual and the community at large. Scott County Physical Therapy, a journey to wellness. To contact the physical therapist and Scott County Physical Therapy, please dial 502-863-4242. Scott County Physical Therapy is the title sponsor for Scott County Athletics.
Welcome back. Toyota Stadium here at halftime. Scott County 16, Lafayette 14. Looking at individual stats, first for the visitors on the scoreboard, behind on the score. Lafayette, Mason Allstott had 6 carries for a total of 60 yards, 1 long run of 21, averaging 10 yards a carry. Walker Wood had 11 carries for a net of 46 yards, 1 TD, long of 17 yards, averaging 4.2. Passing, Walker Wood again, 9 of 13 for 112 yards, 1 TD. Receiving, Quentin Brown had 3 receptions for 27 yards. Daquan Edwards had 2 for 53 with the long 42-yard touchdown pass. Mason Allstott had 2 receptions for 19 yards, and Guilfoy had 2 receptions for 13 yards. Walker Wood had the 1 punt after he hurt his ankle, and that was only for 19 yards. Punt returns only had 1. Josh Davis has punted once, so Mason Allstott had a 5-yard return. Flipping to the defensive side, Cameron Morgan had 6 tackles for Lafayette. Vince Hill had 3. Jedrick Wills had 3. And Ian Shaw had 3. Now looking at the Cardinals ahead on the scoreboard, no surprise, Noah Hughes, 15 carries, 85 yards, 1 touchdown, averaging almost 6 yards a carry. Keith Guy had 5 carries for 46 yards, 9.2 average. Dylan Smith had 3 carries, 39 yards, 1 touchdown, averaging 13 yards a carry. Josh Davis had two carries for 4 yards. Again, Josh Davis 2 for 2 passing for a total of 17 yards. Glenn Covington, recipient of both those passes. When you look at the kick returns, Dylan Smith has had 3 for 58 yards. Going to the defensive side of the ball, Tyler Braxton has 5 total tackles, 4 unassisted and 2 assists. Keyshawn Brent has 3.5 tackles, 2 unassisted and 3 tackles. Bryce Fryman has 3 tackles, and then Cooper Robb has 2.5 tackles. Again, at halftime, your Scott County Cardinals 16, the visiting Lafayette Generals 14. We're going to take a break here. You're listening to the Scott County Cardinals football on the Scott County Sports Network.
The Hockensmith Agency is proud to call Scott County home. We're your Main Street insurance that blends tradition and innovation to offer the best quality service to our clients. By offering a wide range of coverage from the impressive list of major insurance companies, we truly meet your insurance coverage needs. Come visit us at 224 East Main in Georgetown or online at HockensmithAgency.com. The Hockensmith Agency, providing coverage for the Motorist Insurance Group for all your insurance needs.
People's Exchange Bank doesn't think you can get where you want to go by cutting corners, playing games, or sacrificing relationships. Roots take time to grow and give strength and stability. Since 1912, our banks and our people have been part of your community. And while our services continue to keep pace with your need for today's high-tech conveniences, we know that loyalty never grows old. You don't just need a bank, you need people. People's Exchange Bank. People serving people since 1912.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. About 6 minutes away from second half football action. Scott County 16, Lafayette 14 here. We're at Georgetown College. Toyota Stadium, KHSAA, regional championship action. Not as many points as we thought there'd be. Scott County kind of felt like they would have the lead going into halftime. But Lafayette gets the football to start the second half. And the way they move the football there at the end, Scott County nowhere close to having this game at the comfort level that we're used to normally at halftime for Scott County. Lafayette started out the football game moving the ball pretty well. Still haven't figured out how in the world you can have a exchange problem between the center and the quarterback.
On shotgun formation.
Somehow he must have snapped it into his leg or something because Tyler Braxton recovered it.
Either that or missed the snap count and tried to pull it back and dropped it because, like I said, it's kind of hard to have a fumble on the quarterback exchange when the quarterback's 3 yards behind you in a shotgun formation.
Yeah. And, Mark, I talked to, while you were going over the stats, I talked to probably the smartest football guy that I know, Ryan Bartz, and he basically said we got to contain Walker Wood. He was 9 of 13, and if we don't contain him, we're going to be in trouble. And I think Ryan Bartz, he knows football.
He knows football, and I think he also had a little bit of question on that short hop, but he didn't want to publicly say anything.
Yeah, and again, like I say, we were up here a long way away, but it looked like a short hop up here. But the thing that got me is the official seemed like he hesitated a little bit to make the call. But regardless, it's a one-possession football game. Lafayette has the football to start the second half. Scott County's defense is going to have to step up, as they always have done over the last 5 or 6 years. We'll see what they do here. What we're going to do is we're going to take a timeout. We'll come back and we'll get the governor's keys to the second half, see if he agrees with Ryan Bartz or not. We return here on the Scott County Sports Network. Back after this.
Shanghai Express Chinese Restaurant is a locally owned restaurant located in the Indian Acres Shopping Center in Georgetown, Kentucky. Tony would like to invite everyone to come on by and dine in the spacious dining room that can host groups both small and large. Shanghai Express has been voted the best Chinese restaurant in Georgetown, Kentucky multiple years in a row by the Georgetown News Graphic. Stop by the restaurant or give Tony a call at 502-868-6858 to enjoy the best Chinese food in Central Kentucky.
Sports Connection is your team and retail sporting goods and custom athletic apparel supplier. Sports Connection is located next to Kroger in the Washington Square Shopping Center in Georgetown. Sports Connection can outfit your team from hats to shoes and everything in between. Drop by or call Daryl, Scott, or Jessica at 502-570-0280. Sports Connection, a proud sponsor and athletic and sporting goods supplier to Scott County and Georgetown College athletics.
We were out on.
Steve Skierman, agency manager at the Scott County Farm Bureau Insurance, would like you to know that as your local insurance agent, he is right here in your community, ready to help you with all your insurance needs. In the event of a loss, you can count on Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance to help you through it. We have local claims adjusters to serve you at your time of loss. We are knowledgeable about our community and can provide valuable assistance and advice when needed. Call the office today at 502-863-2454 for a free, no-obligation quote. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, big on commitment. Georgetown Community Hospital is a 75-bed acute care facility with an award-winning history providing excellence in health care. Georgetown has been named one of the best places to work in Kentucky for 5 of the last 6 years. The hospital continues to add new medical services and to grow the number of specialists and primary care physicians. It also features an award-winning ICU, medical surgery unit, and 24-hour emergency services. Georgetown Hospital, located on Lexington Road in Georgetown, Kentucky, here for your needs 24 hours a day.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. At the half, Scott County 16, Lafayette 14. Lafayette gets the football to start the second half, Mark. So thinking about that, what's the keys for Scott County to come out and win this ball game tonight?
Well, Mike, I think you've got to, if you want to take control of this game, you've got to come out and get the 3 and out against Lafayette on this first possession, because what you do right there is you take any chance of them to continue the momentum that they got at the end of the half with that score, you take that away from them, and you like, okay, start from ground zero. If you come out and let them put some points on the board or drive this ball 80 or 90 yards, then I think Lafayette's going to think they can play and stay in the game until the end. If you can stop them, get the ball, and get a score, then I think you've got control of the football game, and it's basically over.
All righty, so now we talked about Scott County, the keys for them. Now, if you're Lafayette, you have to be, if you're Lafayette going into the locker room at halftime, you have to be kind of tickled, don't you?
You're tickled pink after the way you started. You had the turnover that cost you a touchdown. You come back, you're down 2. You scored, you stopped them, and basically you get to come back out and take the lead if you can put some points on the board. So you've got to feel really good. You know, the question that I've got, and they kind of did a pretty good job on that last series that they scored of mixing the run and the pass, but they were so successful running the ball in that opening series, they kind of got away from that. I'll be interesting to see if they come out second half and try to reestablish Mason Allstott in that run to open up things for Walker Wood in the passing game.
And the one thing I was going to ask you, normally we talked about Coach Monty McIntyre and his defense a lot better when they bring a lot of pressure. It seemed like that last series they were kind of going in that prevent kind of style, and Walker Wood just sat back there and picked us apart.
You cannot let him sit back there with that much time. You may give up the big play with his feet every once in a while, but you can't let him sit back there and look. It's asking too much with the athletes that they've got on the outside for our DBs to hang with them that long in man-to-man coverage if you can't get pressure on them. And you're not getting it with just a 4-man rush off the line. You're going to have to bring the backers, Braxton and Keyshawn Brent, and maybe even Eric Abney from that off spot.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, we talked about it. Our linebackers are the key. They got to keep containment, and they can't. You mentioned that one time when he throws the football and does that arm fake, they can't go up in the air because he'll go right around you. And really, I think Keyshawn Brent, Tyler Braxton, Kendrick Hamilton, and Eric Abney are the keys to the second half in this football game for Scott County.
And, that's a good point because, like I said, if you just go ahead and tackle him, if you think about it, Mike, he's got the ball up here in one hand, man. If you can hit him, he's opened up that bread basket, that rib cage. There's a chance for a turnover right there if you're Scott County. Don't go for that fake and just basically tackle him, and you may end up with a fumble.
Yeah, and the other thing, Mark, kind of had an injury, a little bit of an injury on both sides. Walker Wood went down early and kind of hobbled with a knee injury, and then you look down here, Noah Hughes on Scott County's last drive. He kind of got hobbled on a little bit by Landon Young, his 285-pound frame. He was kind of tweaking that dude a little bit, so it'll be interesting to see two valuable pieces for each team with a little bit of a knee injury, and it'll be interesting to see how they respond after sitting out in the locker room for about 15 minutes.
But the only good thing about the locker room, you got the trainer in there and it's warm. That injury hurts a lot more when you're standing outside in about 39, 40 degree weather.
And then more importantly, you got that adrenaline and you're 17, 18 years old, so that helps out as well. Yeah. So what we'll do is let's take another timeout. We'll come back for the second half kickoff. Lafayette will have the football. 1:38 to go before kickoff. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back on the Scott County Sports Network back after this.
Whitaker bank shot. I'll give you a Whitaker bank shot. All right. Here's a real Whitaker bank shot. Yes, sir. Here's the winning Whitaker bank shot. Nice shot.
Whitaker bank shot. Now, there's a Whitaker bank shot.
Come on, Coach Honey.
I still got it.
Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
J&L Pharmacy and Home Medical Equipment, located on South Broadway in Georgetown, Kentucky, is locally owned and operated by Scott County native Philip Johnson. J&L Pharmacy can meet all your prescription and compounding needs, and they will match all local pharmacy prescription cash prices, guaranteed. They have a convenient drive-through window, offer free local delivery, and are open 6 days a week. J&L can also provide you with all your home medical needs, including home oxygen with 24-hour emergency service. Stop by the store or give them a call at 502-863-9823 for all your pharmacy needs.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Tyler Dummer and the Scott County kickoff team getting set for second half action. Back deep, can't wait. Is Mason Allstad and Mark. Tyler Dummer's been to the end zone, but Mason Allstad still talking to the white hat down there saying, I think I caught that in the play.
Well, look at the white hats basically saying, look, you went like this and went back. He said, you're going to have to catch it in front of you. Now, Mason Allstad's lobbying to get that chance to run it back.
And again, we talk about how valuable it is to have a kickoff specialist that can kick the ball into the end zone. Tyler Dummer has done that 51 times out of 95 attempts this season, and that's huge. When you look at it on the other side, Colton Dupree, nothing against him. He's only kicked it into the end zone 6 times out of 63. I know Lafayette, Squibb kicks it a lot, but still, Tyler Dummer, a long line of Scott County kickoff specialists that kick the ball in the end zone. So Scott County doing the jumping jacks, a tradition they started later, about halfway through the season this year. Dummer's kick is up, and Quentin Brown picks it up at the 2. Comes right up the gut. Here's Quentin Brown. He gets through the first wave, still on his feet. And ball loose, picked up by Scott County.
Scott County gets the break.
Bryce Fryman with the big play.
Nice job. Now let's reverse that, Mike. Scott County has a really to put a dagger in the heart of Lafayette right here early.
And again, we talked about special teams being the X factor. Big play right there. Scott County special team forces the fumble. Didn't see who made the initial hit, but Bryce Fryman picks it up. Scott County starts the possession in the Lafayette territory, 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line, and that got the Cardinal fans a little bit rowdy here, Mark. So Scott County, Dylan Smith, Keith Guy, Noah Hughes in the backfield, Glenn Covington dancing to the rhythm down here at the bottom of your computer screen. So one-on-one coverage down here, Dylan Smith, DeQuise Sharp. They've been pretty much one-on-one all night long. And now the officials are going to talk to Coach McKee. And one of the 25-second clocks went down.
So they're going to keep it on the field.
At the north end zone. That means and Mark, that was huge last week. Scott County tried to run clock, and in that fourth quarter they made them stop using the 25-second clock because of difficulties in the management of that. So, and there's one guy that's more upset than anybody. That's that back judge. He has to keep track of it now. So 1st and 10, Scott County, big break to start the second half. In motion is Keith Guy. They're going straight up the gut. Noah Hughes hit by Landon Young, bounces off of him, picks up 3. And Mark, Landon Young is a big boy. He weighs 285, and he looks skinny from up here. But he's 6'7".
Well, and that's the good thing for UK and Coach Mark Stoops is he's going to be able to put a lot more weight on that 6'7" frame.
Yep.
You got to remember he's only 18 years old.
Second down and 7 for Scott County. Noah Hughes picks up 3 to start the drive. In motion, Keith Guy. Josh Davis out to the flat. Is Keith Guy, picks it up at the 21. No, Dylan Smith, and he gets down to the 11.
Nice play right there, Mike. That's that halfback pass that we haven't seen much this year during the regular season. But if you remember, Keith Guy made a living off of it in the playoffs last year.
Yep. Javaris Blair with the tackle for Lafayette, and it'll be 1st and 10. At the 11-yard line, Scott County knocking on the door. 11 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Scott County up 16-14. In motion is Dylan Smith. Up the gut is Noah Hughes. He comes down to the 7. A bunch of Generals. Cameron Jordan.
Been good sportsmanship here tonight, Mike. He got pushed back over the pile, and Shaw picked him up. You know, there's been a lot of good sportsmanship, good hitting, hard hitting, but a lot of mutual respect on this football field here tonight.
Morgan and Shaw on the tackle for the Generals. 2nd down and 6. Glenn Covington to the bottom of your screen. Noah Hughes directly behind Josh Davis in his normal formation. In motion across the line of scrimmage is Keith Guy. They're going to go quarterback keeper Josh Davis, and Josh Davis gets hit big time by DeQuise Sharp. And we talked about quarterbacks being smart, running out of bounds. He paid that one a little bit.
Well, the Bill Bridges spin. What's Bill Bridges always said about spinning? Don't open yourself up to the hit and the potential fumble. When Josh Davis spun back to the middle, he met Mr. Landon Young. All 6'7", 285 pounds.
A gain of 2 yards on the play. 3rd down and 4. Big play. Lafayette's already made Scott County settle for a field goal once tonight. And if you're a General fan, that's the best you can hope for right here. Scott County. Out on the island out there is Glenn Covington. Josh Davis.
Oh, and takes the sack.
Takes the sack at the 15-yard line. He's got to get rid of it right there. So it's going to be 4th and long. That's going to bring Tyler Dummer out here to get Scott County lead up to 5. So Lafayette's defense kind of answered the call right there. The special teams put them in a bad spot. Scott County had it 1st and 10 at the 30. They got it down to the 4-yard line. Big play defensively as Josh Davis is sacked on a pass attempt. 32-yard field goal is up. And the field goal is no good.
That's a big play. Big counter bounce.
So you can see all the coaching staff of Lafayette coming out there high-fiving. So 8:49 to go. Scott County, golden opportunity passed up right there. They still have the lead at 16-14. But, Mark, if you look at it, over 3 minutes to go, and we're really starting where we started the 3rd quarter.
That's exactly right. And if you're Lafayette, you're taking a big breath and sigh of relief because you dodged a huge bullet right there.
So a little hop and step of the Lafayette offense. So Walker Wood standing at the 15-yard line. To his left is Matt Silvestri. Quentin Brown to the bottom, 3 receivers to the top. Walker Wood. Jeremiah Happy.
Nice job.
Not going anywhere right there. Walker Wood, no gain on the play.
Tackle by Happy of Scott County.
Gavin Hernandez in there for Scott County as well. 2nd down and 10 coming up for the Generals.
Highlands 30, Cubcats 7.
So Quentin Brown to the bottom of your screen. Walker Wood, quick pass out to the hitch. And a good pick play, and Allstott.
Yeah, and I was looking for Allstott. He's changed
socks on us.
Yes, exactly right. I was looking for the gray with the white stripes in it. Couldn't find it. I was getting ready to say, well, where'd Allstott go? Because I knew he was out here on the kick return team.
So pick up about 14 yards on the play. Be 1st and 10, Lafayette on the 36-yard line. And Walker Wood has shown if you give him time, he's going to pick you apart at that quarterback spot. So Edwards wide to the bottom of the screen. Up the middle is Silvestri. No gain on the play.
Nice job there by the middle of the Scott County defensive line.
Tyler Braxton at the top. I guarantee you're going to see Jeremiah Happy at the bottom, along with Daniel Perkins.
No gain, 2nd and 10.
2nd down and 10 coming up. Scott County's needing their defense to step up one more time here for them. Walker Wood splits the defenders.
Oh, nice play.
Gets past Cooper Robb. He's still on his feet.
One guy
to beat.
And he fumbles
it,
and
bounces right back up to him, and he catches it and is brought down from behind. So he bounces it like a basketball. Walker Wood with a huge scamper. 36-yard pickup and a fumble recovery to go with that. Big play for Lafayette.
And, Mike, if he doesn't fumble the football, he's got a chance to go in on that play.
1st down, Lafayette.
So 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line. The clock has it as the 23. Wood hands it off to Allstott, and waiting for him is Eric Abney. And Gavin Hernandez in there to help out a little bit.
Loss of 2, second and 12, General.
So second down and 12 after that 2-yard loss on a good play there by Eric Abney. Allstott had nowhere to go. Walker Wood looks to his right, comes back, quick pass to Brown, and they're going to say it's an incomplete pass.
Nice job by Eric Abney, read the screen perfectly.
So we talked about Cameron Morgan having a good defensive set back in the first half. Eric Abney's had 2 good back-to-back plays here for Scott County as Noah Kane into the lineup for Daniel Perkins for Scott County. So basketball season getting set to start here. We'll go over the slate of those games. Probably next week, hopefully we'll be up north at Cooper or Simon Kenton. Walker Wood is open. The defender gets turned around. Quentin Brown, spin move. Bryce Fryman knocks him out of bounds at the 12-yard line. Good enough for a first down. Mark Lafayette's offense moving.
Yeah.
Gain of 18. First down, Lafayette.
So 6:18 to go. Scott County maintains a 2-point lead. Lafayette threatening here as they're at the Scott County 12-yard line. First down. A chance to get a first down without having to score. That could be huge. Walker Wood looks to the left.
Back shoulder
pass to Quentin Brown. Bryce Fryman gets spun around.
Flag though. Is that going to be holding against Lafayette to where it was thrown? Illegal man downfield. Wow.
Big play right there. Hear a little bit of boos from the Lafayette fans. That's going to be a huge one. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty to move it out to the 17-yard line. It'll be first and 15 now. And that was a great pass.
And, you mentioned Bryce got turned around, but that ball was on the back shoulder before the receiver even made. Even if he had been there, it would have been a tough play to make.
Quarterback keeper Walker Wood.
Well, he's going to pick it all back up on this one time.
He's going to go into the end zone. Walker Wood, 17-yard touchdown run, and Lafayette with their first lead of the ball game at the 6:11 mark to go in the third quarter. They're up 20-16 after a 17-yard touchdown run by Walker Wood.
Well, you're getting ready to see what Scott County's made of. Last week against Bryan Station, Mike, every time Bryan Station made a run, Scott County answered. Let's see if they can continue that and do that here with this next series when they get the football back.
So Colton Dupre with the extra point. He's 0 for 1 on the night. Snap is down. Almost blocked by Gabe Hobson, but the kick is good. So 6:11 to go. Lafayette 21, Scott County 16. Scott County's first time they've been behind all night long. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back and see how they react here on the Scott County Sports Network. Back after this.
For oral surgery, you need a surgeon you can trust and feel at home with. Consider Dr. Robert Henderson at Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery. Specializing in wisdom teeth extraction, surgery to prepare for dentures, biopsies, corrective jaw surgery, TMJ disorders, and dental implants. All outpatient procedures are performed right here in our office. We participate with most insurance, we offer care credit, and take care of all the paperwork. Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery will give you a lot to smile about.
Scott County Physical Therapy is a privately owned physical therapy practice specializing in outpatient orthopedics, sports and industrial rehab, neurological rehabilitation, low back pain, neck pain, and arthritic conditions. Our mission is to provide the highest quality physical therapy to assist each individual and the community at large. Scott County Physical Therapy, a journey to wellness. To contact the physical therapist and Scott County Physical Therapy, please dial 502-863-4242. Scott County Physical Therapy is the title sponsor for Scott County Athletics.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Lafayette, first lead of the ball game, 6:11 to go in the third quarter. 21-16 is your score. And Mark, you look down here, Mason Allstott and Quentin Brown down here at the bottom of the screen. Might want to look for an onside kick coming up. Dupre. Kind of a pooch kip. And Allstott almost beats him down there, but picked up by Keith Guy, and he goes out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
That's the best kick he's had all night. Scott County's going to start at the 25. If you're Lafayette, you got to feel like you came out the winner off that exchange.
So Scott County's offense, time to answer. They've done it all season long. Every time Bryan Station came back last week, Scott County pretty much answered. So Scott County, Josh Davis will be out there quarterbacking. You're going to have Kendrick Hamilton, Noah Hughes, Keith Guy, Glenn Covington at the top of your screen. Wide out by himself on an island is Sharp for Lafayette. Kendrick Hamilton tackled for a 3-yard loss. Cameron Morgan continued to come up big for the Generals. Under 6 minutes to go, third quarter. 21-16. Winner advances. Loser puts up the pads for the rest of the winner. Quick handoff up the middle. Noah Hughes. He's hit by Brandon Lane.
Gets back to the original line of scrimmage, Mike, is what it looks like. So if you're Lafayette, this is what you want. Scott County, 3rd and long. Not typically where you like to be if you're the Cardinals.
Yep, 3rd and 11 for Scott County. We're going to get a timeout called by the Lafayette defense with 5:20 to go. Lafayette 21, Scott County 16. Lafayette calls a timeout, 3rd and 11. We'll come back to see what happens here on the Scott County Sports Network right after this.
Bank, together with you. We offer all the services you're looking for in a financial institution: convenience, great accounts, internet banking, and attentive customer service. With today's hectic pace, it's good to know United Bank meets your needs with locations right where you need them. With 13 offices in Scott, Jessamine, Fayette, and Woodford counties, 24/7 access to cash at our branch ATMs and the Bluegrass Cash locations in Lexington, United Bank is together with you. Member FDIC, equal housing.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Mike Ritchie along with the governor, Mark Walls, Toby Murray, Kevin Ritchie. We're part of the gang. You see Coach McKee talking to his players out there with the number 1 water boy, Josh Scott, right by his side. Big play, Mark, wing T.
Really not designed for 3rd and 10, but let's see what they can do right here, Mike. Great individual play.
On the move is Keith Guy. Josh Davis run down from behind. He's going to get sacked by Cameron Morgan, but Jedrick Wells did a great job.
And Mike, Josh Davis is slow. He's not getting up.
So we got the quarterback of Scott County down on the field, so we'll take a timeout while we check on the injured Scott County player. 5:07 to go. Big play by the defense of Lafayette. It'll be 4th down for Scott County. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back right after this on the Scott County Sports Network.
The Scott County Public Library allows 3-week checkouts. This allows you to enjoy your favorite books, movies, and DVDs free of charge. Unlike a credit card, we don't charge interest. We save you money. We're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Just use your library card and PIN number to put books or movies on hold or download ebooks and free music. Scott County Public Library. Every day, every aid.
Hi, I'm David Goldman with Georgetown Family Chiropractic. Are backaches and headaches a problem for you? They shouldn't be. Drugs and surgery may mask the pain, but seldom treat the underlying cause. Spinal decompression works to ease pressure between discs without injections and without surgery. Don't learn to live with the pain, and don't let it limit your lifestyle. Call us today for a free evaluation. 866-807-8611.
Hi, Dick Stockton here. I've been announcing sports for over 40 years, and I know a winning team when I see one. Greens Toyota of Lexington has what it takes to win, which is why Greens is Kentucky's #1 Toyota dealer 2 years running. Family owned for over 40 years, Greens strives to give excellent customer service and best value for the dollar. No matter what department, parts, service, or sales, Greens continues to move forward doing business the right way every day. Be a part of Greens' winning team. Greens Toyota. Great people, great cars. Think green.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. You see Josh Davis getting helped off the field by trainer Dan Volpe. And Mark, we talked about when Walker Wood got injured there a little bit. Josh Davis happens to be your punter as well. So we'll see what Scott County does. They're going to come in with Tyler Dummer. Dummer punted one time this season for 15 yards. So big play, Mark. You probably bring pressure right here, don't you?
Mike, to be honest with you, we got to. Surely we don't have another timeout, do we?
Yep, we have another timeout. Lafayette.
They may be thinking about that, Mike. I was going to say you set up the return just because you got good field position, but
they might be thinking about the fake punt. I don't know what it is, but we'll take a timeout. 5 minutes exactly to go here in the third quarter. Lafayette with the lead, 21-16. Big play when we come back here on the Scott County Sports Network.
Hi, Dick Stockton here. I've been announcing sports for over 40 years, and I know a winning team when I see one. Greens Toyota of Lexington has what it takes to win, which is why Greens is Kentucky's #1 Toyota dealer 2 years running. Family owned for over 40 years, Greens strives to give excellent customer service and best value for the dollar, no matter what department, parts, service, or sales.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Lafayette had to call a timeout with only 10 players on the field. Tyler Dummer set for the punt. He'll receive it at the 7-yard line. Tyler Dummer lets it go. Not a bad punt. Gets a good bounce. Allstott's going to pick it up at the 40 and then fall out of bounds. So Lafayette, good field position right at the 40-yard line. 4:48 to go, 21-16. Looking down there, they're still looking at Josh Davis, the backup quarterback for Scott County. Very capable player in his own right, Cooper Robb. Cooper Robb, his efficiency rating is 142.7. He's 7-11 with one touchdown, one interception. But Scott County's defense has to step up before we worry anymore about who's going to be quarterbacking for Scott County.
Yeah, their big thing is right now the defense have got to make a play here and get the ball back. And if you're Lafayette, you're licking your chops because now you have a chance to put Scott County behind the 8-ball with 2 scores needed.
So Allstott, they fake the handoff to him. Walker Wood comes back to the left side, splits the defenders. And Bryce Fryman and Eric Abney with the tackle. Unfortunately for Scott County, it was after a gain of 11.
Jeremiah Happy had to be careful right there. Almost could have been called for a late hit.
So the clock is moving. 4.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Tons of football left to go. But momentum has changed here. Lafayette 1st and 10 in Scott County territory. Inside handoff to Matt Silvestri. That Scott County doesn't fall for that. Daniel Perkins at the bottom of the pile along with Tyler Braxton.
Nice.
Jeremiah Happy and Keyshawn Brent.
Yeah, that's a nice job, Mike.
No gain on the play.
Matt Silvestri, the ball carrier for Lafayette.
2nd and 10.
Silvestri, 432 yards on the season, 5 touchdowns. Matt Allstott.
No, nice job if they can contain him right here. Good job.
Good job by Scott County's defense and a good job by Mason Allstott just to kind of forget about trying to make a spectacular play. He kind of was able to limit the loss to only 4 yards, make it 3 yards.
Yeah, at one point he basically said, hey, I'm going to try north and south.
It'd be a loss of 4, and again, Mark, Scott County's defense stepped up all season long.
Now you got Keith Guy in and Bryce Fryman out, Mike, on that left corner.
Matched up against Edwards. Dequan Edwards up to the top of the screen.
3rd and 14.
Silvestri in motion. Walker Wood.
Oh, just gets outside of Hernandez.
Comes back. That's a bad pass right there. A scary pass.
Yes, sir.
For Quentin Brown. Dylan Smith all over him. It's 4th down. So Scott County's defense has responded. It's going to be interesting to see who comes out as the quarterback for Scott County.
Well, Mike, it's going to be Josh Davis. His pads are off down here on the sideline, and I think they're looking at shoulder.
So Cooper Robb will be coming in for Scott County. Cooper Robb, the starting point guard on the basketball team, grew up under fire last year, so he's cool, calm, collected. But right now he's playing safety for Scott County, and he's back on the punt return team here as a wing player.
And there's the fake.
There's the fake, Quentin Brown.
Nice job. Nice job.
Tyler Braxton. They go for the fake, and that's a good place to do it, right at the 49-yard line. But Tyler Braxton, Mark, he fakes and fights off two blockers, splits them, and is able to bring down Quentin Brown, and Scott County has a little bit of mo. And, Mark, when you look at it, big picture, you got to say that was probably a pretty good guess by Lafayette, especially with Scott County coming in with a backup quarterback.
Well, yeah, I mean, you figure if you're going to try it, like you said, Mike, you're at midfield, new quarterback coming in, might as well try it. If you pick it up, you got a chance to still control the game.
So a good job by Scott County's defense, and a better job by Tyler Braxton on that fourth down fake punt attempt.
Well, here's Cooper Robb.
Cooper Robb up the middle.
Who's the new quarterback's best friend?
Noah Hughes. Noah Hughes picks up 6. And again, Mark, back to that fake punt. You say it's a good play, but I'd rather have 80 yards to go, 90 yards to go with my backup quarterback. Now he's on his own side of the 50-yard line, and he's only got 40 yards to go. Big difference.
But your last 2 possessions on Lafayette, you've been able to pick up those plays.
Noah Hughes again picks up a first down, and more. He picks up 9. Scott County's going to ride Noah Hughes.
Noah Hughes basically says, Cooper Robb, I've got your back. Just give me the rock.
And let's be honest here. Cooper Robb is a very, very good quarterback in his own right.
Oh yeah, very good athlete.
He started as a freshman on the JV team last year. Starting safety for Scott County. In motion is Dylan Smith. And Mark, I'm not going to diminish what he's doing, but we could be the starting quarterback for Scott County if Noah Hughes is picking up 8-9 yards a carry. No comment? What about Toby? Could Toby be the quarterback?
Toby, maybe.
Okay, not us. So a 1st and 10, Scott County at the 21-yard line. Momentum is switched a little bit right here. They're going to go to Noah Hughes again. On the tackle is number 13, Javarius Blair, but Noah Hughes picks up 12 and another first down for Scott County.
Well, and how demoralizing. Just think about this now, because you think you've got the starting quarterback out. You got a backup that hadn't played much varsity this year. You've got to think you're in control of the game. They come down here and score and take the lead, then all of a sudden all the pressure is back on Walker Wood and the Lafayette offensive unit to say, okay, hey, wait a minute, we're still in a game here.
So 1st and goal for Scott County at the 9-yard line. They're going to give it to Noah Hughes.
Surprise.
Noah Hughes down inside the 5. He's going to get to the 4.
And Mike, give some credit to the big hogs, man. Brian Hudson, Hamby, Colby McKee, Trey Bender, Alex Miller, Josh Darnell. The hogs basically are, we're saying Noah Hughes, they're riding him, but the hogs are making the path.
So 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. Noah Hughes again gets brought down there for no gain. Finally, no gain. On the tackle, Douglas for Lafayette. Xavier Douglas. Number 48, 3rd down and 4. A little bit harder to handle it off to Noah Hughes from 3rd and 4. Cooper Robb under center. In motion, Keith Guy. They're going to give it to Hughes. Hughes gets down to the 2. It's going to be 4th and 2. Big call right here. Do you go for the field goal?
No, you go for the touchdown.
Coach McKee's
He's going for touchdown.
Find out they're going to start the clock. They start it right at the 24-second mark, so he's probably going to let the clock run out.
Maybe, maybe not.
Too close to tell. This is where the game clock or the play clocks will come in handy right here. So 4th and goal, 2-yard line. Here's the play of the ball game up to this point. Dylan Smith in motion. Quick pitch left side to Keith.
Nice job.
He's made the 4 by Cameron Morgan.
What a game by Cameron Morgan.
Lafayette with the stop, so the momentum keeps swinging back and forth. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. We'll come back for the 4th. Lafayette 21, Scott County 16 here on the Scott County Sports Network. Back after this.
Now the carry for the Cardinals.
County Physical Therapy is a privately owned physical therapy practice specializing in outpatient orthopedics, sports and industrial rehab, neurological rehabilitation, low back pain, neck pain, and arthritic conditions. Our mission is to provide the highest quality physical therapy to assist each individual and the community at large. Scott County Physical Therapy, a journey to wellness. To contact the physical therapist and Scott County Physical Therapy, please dial 502-863-4242. Scott County Physical Therapy is the title sponsor for Scott County Athletics. Scott County Physical Therapy is a privately owned physical therapy practice specializing in outpatient orthopedics, sports and industrial rehab, neurological rehabilitation, low back pain, neck pain, and arthritic conditions. Our mission is to provide the highest quality physical therapy to assist each individual and the community at large. Scott County Physical Therapy, a journey to wellness. To contact the physical therapist and Scott County Physical Therapy, please dial 502-863-4242. Scott County Physical Therapy is the title sponsor for Scott County Athletics.
We can't get that one side down. Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. 3 quarters in the books. Mark, look up, 21-16. Scott County's down 5. Lafayette, hats off to them. Cameron Morgan, another big play. Scott County decided to go wide on that 4th down and goal from the 2-yard line. He just read it, got past the block, and made a good tackle. So Lafayette with the football. Wood in the end zone. He's going to run straight up the gut. Scott County's going to stop him.
A nice job right there by Scott County.
Walker Wood.
A lot of time left in this game. Big important stand. They want to flip the field right here. They want to be able to get the ball back around midfield if you're Scott County. So very important here to contain Walker Wood and not let him get on the outside.
So Gavin Hernandez credited with the tackle. A pickup of about 1 yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Scott County asking its defense to make another big stand. They made about 3 here tonight up to this point. Walker Wood fakes the run, goes left side to Guilfoyle. Good shoestring tackle by Dylan Smith. Now, here's the most interesting thing, Mark. With Cooper Robb now your starting quarterback with Josh Davis hurt. He's got to play both ways, and I know he's not used to doing that. And that's not a comment on how good an athlete he is, but he's been focusing on nothing but playing safety. Now he's got to play safety on the defensive side, got to play quarterback on the offensive side, and that's a lot to ask of anybody. Under 11 minutes to go in the ball game. 21-16 is your score. 2 receivers wide to the bottom of your screen. Walker Wood, handoff to Allstott.
He's up the gut. He may be gone. He may be gone, Mike.
They're trying to run him down, and Allstott's not going to be caught. He goes the distance, 89-yard touchdown run by Mason Allstott. He got through the first wave. Once he did, he split the defensive backs, and they had no shot to catch him once he got past them. So with 10:36 to go, momentum has swung back to Lafayette. They're going to line up and go for 2.
Playing 89 yards, resulting in a Lafayette touchdown.
So 27-16 is your score. So Lafayette up 9, chance to make it 10 here. Lafayette's been down by as much as 10 themselves. Chance to make it 12. Excuse me. Wood gets the bad snap down. DePray's kick is up and good, so 10:36 to go in the ball game. Momentum swung back to the Generals. It's 28 for Lafayette, 16 for Scott County. We'll take a timeout. You're watching football on the Scott County Sports Network.
Shanghai Express Chinese Restaurant is a locally owned restaurant located in the Indian Acres Shopping Center in Georgetown, Kentucky. Tony would like to invite everyone to come on by and dine in a spacious dining room that can host groups both small and large. Shanghai Express has been voted the best Chinese restaurant in Georgetown, Kentucky multiple years in a row by the Georgetown News Graphic. Stop by the restaurant or give Tony a call at 502-868-6858 to enjoy the best Chinese food in Central Kentucky.
Sports Connection is your team and retail sporting goods and custom athletic apparel supplier. Sports Connection is located next to Kroger in the Washington Square Shopping Center in Georgetown. Sports Connection can outfit your team from hats to shoes and everything in between. Drop
back to the Scott County Sports Network. Before we get started here, just waiting for Dupree to come out. Let's look at that nice run by Lafayette's Mason Allstott. Walker Wood hands it off to Allstott. Looked like he's contained right there. He splits the defenders, and after he did that, no way. Cooper Robb had a shot. He didn't have the angle, and Allstott at the 50-yard line, you can see him right there. He kind of separated, and he goes in the end zone at least 10 yards ahead of Cooper Robb of Scott County. Nice 89-yard touchdown run, and like Coach Willard says, Mark, Lafayette practices too, and that's a good play from Mason Allstott. And he has that special playmaking capability, does Mason Allstott for Lafayette. So 10:36 to go. Scott County down 12, 28-16. Pooch kick is up, and fair catch called for by Eric Abney. And Scott County starts 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. So what's Scott County got to do right here, Coach?
And Mike, Josh Davis looks like he is coming back into the game, which is good.
Down by Abby. At the Cardinals 32. It'll be 1st and 10, Scott County.
So Coach McKee taking a little bit of time here to make sure his offensive players are in sync. Only one timeout left for Scott County. The scoreboard has Lafayette with one timeout, Scott County with 3. We'll have to check and make sure which one is right on that. So Josh Davis back under center. Got to be happy for Scott County. In motion is Hamilton. Noah Hughes up the gut. Noah Hughes picks up 6. 2nd down and 4, Scott County. Lane on the tackle. And the Lafayette linebackers, Mark, have played well tonight.
Yes, they have.
2nd down and 4. Reverse to Keith Guy. Keith Guy spin move to get the first down as he picks up 5. Scott County, good job getting the first down. 10:09 to go.
Tackle by Allstat. Gain of 5 and enough for a first down, Scott County.
Well, Scott County moves the chains. They'll be 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Quick pitch left side to Keith Guy. Jedrick Wheels misses, but the big man, Xavier Douglas. Correction, excuse me. Number 96, Desmond Simpson with the big tackle.
Lafayette's done a nice job being prepared for that sweep play, Mike. They've been out there several times to disrupt the flow of that and force the runner to try to cut back in, and helps pursuing pretty good.
So what, gain of a yard on the play, 2nd down and 9. In motion is Keith Guy. Kendrick Hamilton almost loses the football. And the big man, number 48, Xavier Douglas, meets him in the backfield. He's able to get 1. So it'll be 3rd down and a long 8 for Scott County.
Wrapped up by Douglas, along with Shaw.
So Douglas and Shaw on the tackle.
Big offensive play right here for Scott County.
Yeah, Josh Davis was holding that left shoulder. We'll see what happens here if he throws the football. Pitch right side to Kendrick Hamilton. The block, he splits the defenders. He's going to pick up a first down. Good job right there, Kendrick Hamilton. Sometimes Kendrick wants to go north or east and west a little bit. That time he saw the hole and he got through the defenders, split them. Picks up 10. First down, Scott County. Great run by Kendrick Hamilton.
It'll be 1st and 10 Cardinals. And the Lafayette 46-yard line.
So Scott County in the general territory. Noah Hughes up the gut down to the 42. Can we pick up a 4-yard, 2nd down and 6? Good sportsmanship there. As Brandon Lane helps Noah Hughes up.
Gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
The defense of Lafayette looks a little bit gassed, don't they, Mark?
Well, been doing a lot of chasing, Mike. Got some guys playing 2 ways. Now they've got Willis out, Young still in the game.
Left side, Keith Guy with the blocker. Good job, Kendrick Hamilton. Keith Guy met at the 29, rolls down to the 26. Another first down for Scott County.
And Coach McKee saying pick up the pace here. And he's right back at it. I think he senses that the defense is a little tired, Mike.
16-yard pickup for Keith Guy. Noah Hughes up the gut. Noah Hughes still on his feet. Hit initially by number 13, Javaris Blair. Noah Hughes picked up about 9.5, maybe 10. They're going to say 2nd down and 1. Scott County's got him on there. Looks like an injured player. Number 99, Tyrone Williams, is hobbling off.
Is this like maybe a Charlie horse, hopefully?
He's able to get off the field in time. Noah Hughes up the gut, hit by Ian Shaw.
Mike,
Noah Hughes picks up the first down.
Look for a sweep left over here because they're really falling in hard on that fullback dive. That left sweep, quick pitch to Keith Guy is going to be open again.
So a 1st and 10 for Scott County. 7 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Scott County down 12. They need a touchdown in the worst way right here. There's a sweep to the right side. Keith Guy turns it back up the gut. Gets down to the 4-yard line. And another first down for Scott County. Blair on the tackle. Scott County playing Lafayette. And the clock about even right now. The clock's probably most important. They're going to rely on the defense. If they can score right here, Scott County is going to have a timeout. Lafayette calls it. So 7:04 to go. Scott County inside the 5-yard line. First and goal. 7:04 to go. Scott County down 12. It's Lafayette 28. Scott County 16. Winner advances. Loser goes home. We'll be back to see the results on the Scott County Sports Network.
Bank doesn't think you can get where you want to go by cutting corners, playing games, or sacrificing relationships. Roots take time to grow and give strength and stability. Since 1912, our banks and our people have been part of your community. And while our services continue to keep pace with your need for today's high-tech conveniences, we know that loyalty never grows old. You don't just need a bank, you need people. People's Exchange Bank. People serving people since 1912.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Lafayette calls a timeout, Mark, and I think Lafayette wants to make sure Scott County has to run a couple of plays here to score.
Well, yeah, but also right now, Mike, they want to do everything possible to make it be a field goal instead of a potential touchdown. You know, they stopped Scott County inside the 5 last time, so they're thinking they can do it. He's got a unit that's tired, though.
Actually, they've stopped him twice, and Tyler Dummer makes one field goal, misses another.
There's a flag.
Flag on the play. Looks like maybe 11 illegal participation against Lafayette.
So you're going to move it one step closer here, half the distance to the goal.
So it'll be half the distance to the goal. It'll be first and goal at the 2-yard line.
No flag on the play.
No flag on the play.
Wow.
So it's first and goal from just inside the 5. In motion is Kendrick Hamilton for Scott County. They're going to give it to Noah Hughes. Noah Hughes right in the gut. 5-yard touchdown run. And Scott County not dead yet. 7:01 to go here in the 4th quarter. Scott County makes the score 28-22. Dummer coming in for the extra point.
Give Josh Davis credit, Mike, coming back in after the injury and leading Scott County to score.
Yeah, and Scott County had to score right there. Now Scott County's defense. The offense comes up and stepped up and played big that possession. Now they're going to need the defense as well. Plenty of time left. Scott County trying to get the lead down to 5. Abney with the hold down. The kick is up. And the kick is good. 7:01 to go. 28-23 is your score. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. You're watching football on the Scott County Sports Network.
Steve Skierman, agency manager at the Scott County Farm Bureau Insurance, would like you to know that as your local insurance agent, he is right here in your community, ready to help you with all your insurance needs. In the event of a loss, you can count on Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance to help you through it. We have local claims adjusters to serve you at your time of loss. We are knowledgeable about our community and can provide valuable assistance and advice when needed. Call the office today at 502-863-2454 for a free, no-obligation quote. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, big on commitment. Georgetown Community Hospital is a 75-bed acute care facility with an award-winning history providing excellence in health care. Georgetown has been named one of the best places to work in Kentucky for 5 of the last 6 years. The hospital continues to add new medical services and to grow the number of specialists and primary care physicians.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Mark Noah Hughes, good job right there. And like you say, Josh Davis putting the shoulder pads back on, leads Scott County down to a touchdown with their backs up against the wall. Scott County answers, down 5, 28-23, 7:01 to go, and Dummer ready to kick. Dummer kicks it, all stock, into the end zone. So Lafayette starts at the 20. Now it's time for the defense, Mark. They've done it all year long. So 28-23 is your score. Lafayette, Walker Wood coming out. Big possession. Big series right here. Been a fun football game to watch, hasn't it, Mark?
Oh, it's been a great football game. You couldn't ask for a better regional final than these two teams.
And the thing about it is Lafayette's defense for the first time looked tired that last series, but Scott County has to stop Walker Wood and Mason Allstott. Allstott had the big play in the last series. He went 89 yards on the run for a touchdown. Walker Wood up the gut. Almost splits the defenders, but Tyler Braxton just enough of him.
And their coaches have seen something, Mike, because when they spread that, you go straight up the middle. If you get through that line, then you're wide open. And Scott County doesn't have the speed with the spread. As far spread out as the DBs are, they can't make up that much ground.
Yeah, definitely. They do not have the angles.
Yeah,
So 6.5 minutes to go.
You might need to see an adjustment here by Monty McIntyre to keep that middle linebacker.
2nd down and 3. They hand it off to Allstott. Allstott
nice
back
job.
Tyler Braxton. Great job. Tackle for a loss.
Tyler Braxton shot that gap.
Braxton and Jeremiah Happy. Good job by both of those guys.
Never was fortunate or fast enough to play middle linebacker, but there's got to be no better feeling in the world to see that gap open up and you be able to shoot it and get the running back for a loss.
So big play right here, 3rd down and 4. Scott County trying to force the Generals into punt situation. Need a big play right here. Wood goes left, or to his right, Quentin Brown wide open, catches at the 36 and goes out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. 1st down for Lafayette. Keith Guy on the coverage.
Steps out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Be 1st and 10. Lafayette.
So Lafayette has the football 1st and 10 on their own 38-yard line. 5 minutes, 52 seconds to go here in the ball game.
That was a big play, Mike.
So Walker Wood fakes the handoff to Allstott, goes after it himself, gets around Braxton, gets it down inside, or past the 40, excuse me. Jeremiah Happy of Scott County with the initial hit. 2nd down and 7 for Lafayette. Their junior quarterback, UK commit, Walker Wood. Did you see the paper today where they sent a fake ESPN cover with Walker Wood wearing number 9? UK's athletic department did. Allstott hemmed up. He stays on his feet. And he's going to lose he's going to get right back to the line of scrimmage. Trey Brender.
Tackled by Trey Bender of Scott County.
They're trying to help the big man, Jeremiah Happy. It takes 2.
No gain on the play.
Keyshawn Brent and Tyler Braxton.
Well, here you go again,
So
Mike.
3rd and 7.
You got to get pressure. I don't think Monty McIntyre can sit back and let Walker Wood have that much time. He's going to have to come after him.
So under 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Big 3rd down. Lafayette converted the last one. It was only 3rd and 4. They completed a pass for 8 yards. Walker Wood this time goes to his left. Braxton blocked out by his own guy. Jump pass for Allstott. Allstott tips it. Quentin Brown catches it out of bounds.
They're going to say out of bounds. I was getting ready to say what a break. Got tipped and went to Lafayette, but they're saying Brown was out of bounds.
Nice athletic play, and Walker Wood didn't really throw that one. It's kind of almost like a shovel. Allstott tried to make a heck of a play. He tips it. Quentin Brown even made a better one. And he must not have got his foot in. And you don't have replay in high school football. And Mark, that was huge right there as it's 4th and 7.
Yep, big play.
So Mark, that 2-point conversion that they called good earlier in the football game looms big right now because it'd only be a 3-point advantage and Scott County wouldn't have to score a touchdown. They just need a field goal. But right now they're going to have to score a touchdown. We're going to see what goes on here.
And this is an interesting formation. You
got to watch Walker Wood. He's the punter.
Yeah, and it's awful spread out in the middle, Mike. It's awful spread out in the middle.
And we're going to timeout. Coach McKee is going to call a timeout. They're going to call it delay of game. Excuse me.
Wow. How big was that?
That's huge because now 4th and 7 and doing a lot of trick plays is one thing, but 4th and 12 is something totally different.
Well, and you wonder if that was a legal formation. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it could have been.
They had it set up. Now it's more conventional lineup for the Generals. Walker Wood back to punt. High snap. Wood.
Oh, and he's throwing long.
Pass out to number 6.
And he's got it.
Number 6 still going. Dylan Smith brings him down inside the 5. Walker Wood's pass to DeQuise Sharp.
Wow.
The defensive back.
That was gutsy. You got to give hats off to Coach Shaw calling that play.
Coach Shaw's out at the 40-yard line just dancing around. as Lafayette rolls the dice, and the dice roll 7. 4:24 to go.
He put the ball in his playmaker's hands and said,
and that was a heck of a throw, too. And you're throwing it to not a running back or a wide receiver. You're throwing it to a guy that's your cornerback, DeQuee Sharp. And he caught it like he knew what he was doing. And then after he caught it,
there's a flag.
Flag on the play. Timeout, Scott County.
Unsportsmanlike Lafayette. Wow.
That's huge right there.
That's a 15-yard penalty.
And Mark, you got to look at it. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty. So a field goal keeps it a one-possession game, and that could be huge. So a timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout as well. 4:24 to go. Lafayette 28, Scott County 23 on the Scott County Sports Network.
I found it on the internet. It has to be true. Not all websites are trustworthy or secure. Drop by the Scott County Public Library to access free, trustworthy, secure databases for your school or college homework assignments. Don't forget, we offer free one-on-one computer help, too. Call the library or log on to www.scottpublib.org today.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. 4:24 to go. Lafayette gets it down inside the 5-yard line. Unsportsmanlike conduct. It's a 15-yard penalty, so now it's back to the 19. So it'll be 1st and 10. And they're going to try to say it was after the play. So Coach McKee has wanted it 1st and goal from the 19, not 1st and 10 from the 19, and that's huge.
Mm-hmm. That is correct, though. It was 1st and goal. It was 1st and goal, then it was after the... They're going to say 1st and 10.
So it's going to be 1st and 10. Coach McKee's asking for an explanation, and the White Hat's going to come over and explain it to him. Good job by the referee. We didn't get their names at the start of the ball game. They've done a pretty good job.
Yeah, it's been a clean football game.
So Coach McKee's getting the explanation he wanted. You look up at the scoreboard. 4:24 to go. Scott County has 2 timeouts left. Lafayette, it's showing none. Lafayette up 28-23 with the football inside the red zone. 1st and 10. So Walker Wood, Mason Allstott into the backfield. No pass more big time than that pass from Walker Wood on a 4th and 13 to DeQuee Sharp. In motion is Brown. Wood, quarterback keeper. Jeremiah Happy from behind. Wood picks up 4. 2nd down and 6 coming up.
Gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
Good high school football game here tonight, regardless of who wins. It's been a good one. Not as nearly as high scoring as the first one. Scott County won that one 65-46 in the shootout back in September. High snap, they're going to flip it to Allstott. Allstott tries to get around the edge. A good job by Eric Abney of Scott County to keep him from the 1st down.
He fought off the block. So nice job.
3rd and 3. So Scott County's defense.
Look, they're lining up quick. They're wanting to. They're not wanting to give Scott County a chance to get set on this.
So Lafayette's going to take their time here. Walker Wood in the backfield with Mason Allstott to his left. 2 receivers to the left. Walker Wood's going to run left. Wood gets around the defenders, comes up
close.
About a half-yard short. So it's going to be 4th and short.
What do you do
Lafayette,
here?
You've got to go for the field goal. Under 3 minutes to go in the ball game. No decision, nothing to talk about here. Lafayette is going for it, and Coach Jim McKee is going to call a timeout. So with 2:51 to go, the play of the ball game coming up. 4th down and 1. Lafayette with a 5-point lead. Ball on the 10-yard line. They need to get it to the 9. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back and see what happens on the Scott County Sports Network.
Bank, together with you. We offer all the services you're looking for in a financial institution: convenience, great accounts, internet banking, and attentive customer service. With today's hectic pace, it's good to know United Bank meets your needs with locations right where you need them. With 13 offices in Scott, Jessamine, Fayette, and Woodford counties, 24/7 access to cash at our branch ATMs and the Bluegrass Cash locations in Lexington, United Bank is together with you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Coach Monty McIntyre talking to his defense. They need one more big play. Scott County down 5, 28-23. Plenty of time on the clock, but they cannot let Lafayette score. Out wide to the bottom of the screen, Daquan Edwards. Quick pitch to Allstott. Allstott able to get a first down. He'll get it down to the 6-yard line. It'll be first and goal at the 6 for the Generals.
Wow.
And Market comes
Power
back.
football right there. Just
There's a little bit of confusion whether it should have been first and 10 or first and goal from the 19.
makes a big difference. Made a big difference.
Lafayette will be first and goal Generals at the 6.
Lafayette not going to be in any hurry here, Mike. They're going to try to work the clock.
So 2:28 to go. Clock is running. Allstott up the gut. Met right at the 5-yard line. Bounces out and is going to score. Mason Allstott, heck of a run. He was clogged up, but he's done it a couple times tonight. He's able to not get tackled. Breaks it outside, and Lafayette goes up 34-23. With 2:19 to go at Scott County has a big task. It's not over with. 2:19 to go. Scott County needs to score a touchdown, recover an onside kick, and score again. Stranger things have happened, but not the way Lafayette's defense is playing tonight.
No, I mean, this has been a good football game, but you got to give hats off. Lafayette's made the changes from the first game to this second game that they've needed to do.
So Dupre and a kick for Lafayette. We got a flag. It's going to be delay of game. Our illegal participation, Scott County with 12 players on the field. Noah Kane came in. Nobody came out.
Flag on the play.
And Mark, you're going to look back on it. You're going to say if your head coach Eric Shaw, that was a great play on that 4th down and 13. But if he doesn't get that, he gives Scott County the football at the 50-yard line.
Well, it was a gamble. It was a gamble, but he put the play in his best football player's hands, and he delivered. And you know that's just
after 2 timeouts.
And that's just confidence in your guy saying he can make the play.
So 34-23. Wood fakes going for the 2-point conversion. Good job by Scott County, but he still is able to get in. Tyler Braxton makes him cut back into the inside.
And there's a flag.
And there's a flag again.
Excess celebration because of the slide. They're going to.
So 36-23 is the score. Lafayette up 13. And again, it's a 2-point conversion. Don't really understand it. Either way, it's still a 2-possession football game.
The 2-point conversion is good. The penalty.
And Lafayette.
Conduct against Lafayette.
That's 2 unsportsmanlike conduct against Lafayette. They need to maintain their composure and act like they've been here before. And that's not a negative comment to them. They deserve to win this football game if they hold on to win it. But so 2:19 to go, 36-23. Lafayette with the lead. They'll be kicking off to Scott County, and Scott County needs a big special team return right here if they can get it.
Mike, I think you're going to see the pooch kick unless Coach McKee's something different there. Keith Guy and Dylan Smith aren't going to get a chance.
So the Lafayette, their players kind of fired up, led by DeQuee Sharp. He's at the bottom of your screen. He's kind of the gunner, but he made the big play of the night. Coach McKee still talking with special teams coach Frank Crossman. They're expecting the squib kick. They're doing the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. And, Mark, this is huge right here because it's balling back 15 yards. So that pooch kick, instead of being to the 30, is now the 45.
Yeah, you may see him try. Keith Guy and Dylan Smith may get a shot here, Mike. He's got his hands team in, so anything short, any pooch kick short, you're going to see that second line catch and try to run. I don't think you're going to see any fair catch.
He kicks it into the ground off of one player, and Cooper Robb catches it, falls down at the 48. Good job by Cooper Robb. So 2:17 to go. Scott County needs to score, and they need to score in a hurry as time's running out.
Cardinals take over first and 10.
And, Mark, regardless of what happens for the rest of the ball game, it's been a great football season for Scott County. We're kind of a little bit spoiled here at Scott County. Scott County comes in with a record of 11-1. Only loss was to Elder, and that was a shootout. You know, nothing to hang their hats on. I know that nobody in Scott County is going to be happy after this one, but Scott County keeping the tradition alive with this year's rendition of Scott County football team. A great job, even though they're going to finish at 11-2 unless there's a miracle. Dylan Smith trying to get around.
He get out of bounds.
He turns back up the field and brought down by Javaris Blair.
Now you got to be ready because once they set the ball, that clock will stop.
So it's first down for Scott County. Offense is ready to go. Clock winds, 2:09 and moving. Keith Guy around the left side. Run down by Ian Shaw. And tackled at the bottom is Ricky Johnson, number 2. Pickup of about 4 yards.
Gain of 3.
Make it a gain of 3 officially. Second down and 7. Scott County up quickly. In motion is Dylan Smith. Pitch left side to Keith Guy. Keith Guy can't get to the edge. And Keith Guy runs out of bounds, and we're going to get a penalty right there.
How crazy. That's just a mistake.
And that's the third 15-yard penalty. This one's going to be a personal foul. And Landon Young's not happy about it, and he needs to get on over there. Good job by DeQuee Sharp getting him out of the way. But again, Mark, that's going to be a half the distance.
Flying on the play.
So it's going to result in a first down. And they're going to have first and 10 at the 13-yard line when they get finished.
Or a late hit out of bounds.
They're going to make it on the 14-yard line. So half the distance to the goal since it was inside the 30-yard line. 1:36 to go. Scott County moving the ball quickly, Mark. Never give up attitude.
Ball placed to the 14. First down, Scott County.
Scott County with one timeout remaining. Josh Davis ready for the snap. Up the gut is Noah Hughes. He's brought down to the 10. Scott County needs to hurry up. 1:26 and running is the clock.
Gain of 5, second and 5.
Alley-oop pass up to Glenn Covington. He's got position. The ball's a little bit high. And DeQuee Sharp, or excuse me, Ricky Johnson on the coverage. Sharp's been on him all night long. Covington had a good box out going, didn't he, Mark?
Yeah, he did. It's just, typically you want that pass thrown long. That's one time you wish Josh was a little short on it.
So the clock does stop on the incomplete pass. 36-23 is your score. 1 minute and 13 seconds to go. Winner advances to a trip to Northern Kentucky to take on Simon Kenton or Cooper. Keith Guy trying to get to the edge. He's going to be met at the 6-yard line, and he stays in bounds. Coach McKee is going to call his final timeout.
Tackle by Johnson.
And we'll take a timeout as well. 1:02 to go. Lafayette 36, Scott County 23. We'll be back on the Scott County Sports Network right after this.
Lehigh Express Chinese Restaurant is a locally owned restaurant located in the Indian Acres Shopping Center in Georgetown, Kentucky. Tony would like to invite everyone to come on by and dine in the spacious dining room that can host groups both small and large. Shanghai Express has been voted the best Chinese restaurant in Georgetown, Kentucky multiple years in a row by the Georgetown News Graphic. Stop by the restaurant or give Tony a call at 502-868-6858 to enjoy the best Chinese food in Central Kentucky.
Sports Connection is your team and retail sporting goods and custom athletic apparel supplier. Sports Connection is located next to Kroger in the Washington Square Shopping Center in Georgetown. Sports Connection can outfit your team from hats to shoes and everything in between. Drop by or call Daryl, Scott, or Jessica.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Scott County at the 6-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 2.
It'll be 4th and 5, Scott County.
4th down and 5. Looks like it's going to be 4th and 2. Noah Hughes up the gut. Noah Hughes gets into the end zone, so Scott County has a chance. 56.8 seconds to go. Noah Hughes, 5-yard touchdown run. Make that a 6-yard touchdown run on 4th down. Tyler Dummer in for the extra point. Basketball action is not far away, Mark. You look at the schedule. Scott County girls open up hosting Harrison County on November the 30th. The boys are in action December 1st as they host the Greyhounds of Paris. So bringing a little 10th region action. Our home schools.
One of the home schools. Yours.
Oh. My mistake. Bad mistake. So the extra point is good. The score, 36 for Lafayette, 30 for Scott County. Scott County needs a big play on special teams. 56.8 seconds to go. We'll take a timeout. Come back for the rest on the Scott County Sports Network.
Bank doesn't think you can get where you want to go by cutting corners, playing games, or sacrificing relationships. Roots take time to grow and give strength and stability. Since 1912, our banks and our people have been part of your community. And while our services continue to keep pace with your need for today's high-tech conveniences, we know that loyalty never grows old. You don't just need a bank, you need people. People's Exchange Bank. People serving people since 1912.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. The offense does its job. They get them within 6, 36-30, 56.8 seconds to go, and I think everybody and the brother knows what's coming up here, Mark.
Well, yeah, and you can see everybody's inside the 35-yard line, between midfield and the 35-yard line for Lafayette.
You got Walker Wood out there, Mason Allstott, Daquan Edwards, Quentin Brown, Guilfoyle's out there.
Question here, Mike, is do you you almost have to squib it with it looks like he's got all receivers and running backs in the game. So you got to figure.
Pop it up high and try to run it down, right?
Well, but I have a feeling what's going to happen if you do that. I think they're just going to catch it. I'm not for sure. You got to think he's coming this way with Trey Bender to the lower part of the screen.
Here comes Dummer. The kick is down.
Oh, he's got a defender. Oh, wow.
And the ball goes right into the hands of Daquan Edwards.
And there's a flag. Are they going to get Bender for?
Ball travel 10 yards before contact. But Trey Bender doing his best to keep the play alive. But Lafayette maintains possession. It was a great onside kick attempt. They had the play right there, but the ball just took a little bit of a different bounce than needed. Penalty's going to be against Scott County. It's going to be declined. It's going to be 1st and 10.
What was the penalty?
A
block in the back? I mean, illegal block?
That's what it looked like. So 55.7 seconds to go. Lafayette up 6. They'll need about 2 snaps, and this ball game will be over.
It's been a great football game. It has been a great football game.
Yeah, both teams are going to represent this region well in this football game, and Lafayette's going to do a good job traveling up north next week as Walker Wood takes a knee. His first snap under center. So there's going to be 2 more snaps needed. Nothing Scott County can do. No timeouts left. but to sit and watch the clock run out and end the season with a record of 11-2 and mark familiar territory with Scott County. That's what they do, is they get to the region championships. They win them more times than they don't. But unfortunately for them, Lafayette will advance. And the referee took way too much time to start the clock. He starts at under 25 seconds, and that's the ball game. As head coach Jim McKee goes over to Eric Shaw. A lot of respect between the coaching staffs of Lafayette and Scott County. Again, Scott County, very, very good season. Lafayette will run their record to 11-2. Scott County will end their season at 11-2. And Scott County and Lafayette out at the 50-yard line shaking hands as a couple of Scott County's players decide otherwise. We're not going to mention any names, but you got to win. Sometimes it's how you act when you get beat more than how you do when you win. But enough for the editorial. What I'll do is I'll say for my broadcast partner, the Governor, Mark Walls, for the best cameraman in the business, Toby Murray, Kevin Ritchie running the computer controls. I'm Mike Ritchie. We're the Scott County Sports Network. Really enjoyed our 8th season doing Scott County football. We'll be back in action at the basketball gym. Scott County hosts Paris on December the 1st. The girls host Harrison County on November the 30th. Both of those games will be on the Scott County Sports Network live, and we'll be there to bring them to you. So, again, thanks for everybody for watching. Have a great evening, and hope you enjoyed Scott County football this season as much as we did. As the Cardinals go down in defeat, final score, Lafayette 36, Scott County 30. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening.